He wants to do some shady shit. Look at this thing.
I'm keen.
You have dust or sentries or something?
Pop dust.
Yo, not.
Get fucking wrecked.
Bah! Fucking get clubbed.
That's a lot of damage.
Bah.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, did they spot you out?
Yeah, Zeus fucks me up hard. He's done it like 6 times now.
Instant reveal, eh?
Got the fucking
Okay, Joe.
clinks.
No.
That's gonna suck.
Okay, I'm silenced.
I return
just smack
to
the
land
bitch.
beyond the wall.
Got the fucking clinks.
Okay, Joe. Okay,
Oh
thank
lol,
you.
he gets to use his wall again.
No, that was me! I love the way she says what a puss.
Hey, ult incoming!
Yeah, he'll kill you.
I can't touch him.
What's on him here? Bah!
Use his wall again.
Yeah, I'm gonna get such a nice farm top. I love the way she says what a puss. Watch his creep wave disappear.
Your
No, I've
top
barely
tower
been
is
farming
under
this
attack.
game.
ult
Just been running
incoming.
around killing shit.
Yeah, he'll kill you.
I can't touch him.
What's on him here? Bah!
Somebody else sponsor wards and
Yeah,
shit,
I'm gonna get such a
cause
nice farm top.
Mind if I take a rush, guys?
No, go for it. I don't mind. Take it.
Wilson,
yes.
where do you think you're running, dude?
I'm coming for it now.
Sponsor wards
Your
and shit,
top tower
'cause
is under attack.
Mind if I take a rush?
can he
Keep
not
doing
smack
shit,
me?
No, go for it.
Nothing to toss, bro. Wilson,
That Kings isn't not there.
no,
Alright.
where do you think you're
Yeah,
Fuck you. Are you gonna take it, yeah?
I'm coming for it now.
Roshan has fallen to the down. Your top tower is under
Sorry with that courier. Got MKB
No,
on it.
goeie.
Can he not?
I get a feeling Zeus is gonna ulti. I don't wanna get caught up on the ulti.
Oh, the AA ulti missed us. It doesn't do that much damage.
Had a ward there.
Same idea, go for the swap.
Your top tower is under attack.
Yeah, but who has ages? You need to
I
go
do.
up there. And you need to hit those creeps. Had a ward there. Do your job.
Remember, go up and just even onto the tower. It'll take you a couple of seconds. You got
Yeah, I'm
to probably
going
just
Same idea.
Your top tower
I have ulti and pipe and shit, so we can
Who has ages? Jullie twee gaan in.
activate top now.
Definitely do
Activate top
shit.
now.
tower is
Oh,
under
shit.
attack.
Remember, go up and just even onto the tower.
fucking wreck, boys.
Hey, I'm dead, boys. Fucking wreck.
Your middle tower
Ready?
attack.
Activate top
Definitely do
now.
shit.
Literally just you and Twin Ranger.
Oh,
Hey, I'm dead, boys. Again, can't be the only.
Clinks is still here. Can you please stop running through the wall?
Ready? If I can catch him, I can catch him.
Twin Ranger.
But he's shooting me. I can never blink, dude.
Can't be the only.
Clinks is still here. Can you please stop running through the wall?
Oh, you literally need to hit it like twice.
I can't. Next, there's a Clinks.
No, not you. Not you. The tiny.
Funny.
Okay, I'm going. I'm going for it, boys.
Clinks.
Bah, bah.
Done.
The enemy's bottom tower has
Hit
fallen.
it like twice. Sitting there dicking around in front of the tower for half an hour.
Hey, don't you?
Not you.
Don't touch that.
Funny.
Going for it, boys. Bah, bah. I'm gonna get Manta, so like, it can happen.
Around in front of the tower for half an hour.
Hey, don't you?
Not you.
Don't touch that.
Funny.
Going for it, boys. Bah, bah. I'm gonna get Manta, so like,
Yeah, of course.
it can happen.
Around in front of the tower for half an hour.
Hey, don't you?
Not you.
Don't touch that.
Funny.
Going for it, boys.
Come on, where's your enemy?
I'm gonna get Manta, so like, we literally just need to rat them out because they can't fuck. Hey, don't you?
Feel like he's coming up here. I've got a sentry. Yeah,
Stun.
boys. Oh, Jesus. He silenced me just before I could stun.
oh,
Yo,
fuck.
they threw everything at you. Don't die, please don't die.
Dead.
Just need to rat them out because they can't fuck.
I'm not.
Reinitiate if we have to.
You are dead. I've got a sentry.
Yeah, oh.
Got BKB?
Jesus, he silenced
No?
me just before I could
Stun
stun.
and 10?
Not vacuum. They're a little bit weaker.
They're a lot. Oh, what?
Got it.
Oh, I hit the invis.
Start vacuum. Getting dewatered.
Oh, what?
So hard. Got it.
Oh, I hit the invis.
Start vacuum. Getting dewatered.
Oh, what?
So hard. Pushing without me, eh?
Bah.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Start vacuum. Getting dewatered.
Oh damn, yeah, well done.
Oh, I've got big. That's fine, that's fine. I'm gonna waste it.
I mean, I can go up and take down those ultis of city.
On my way. This is much harder than it should be.
I
We're
just
gonna get
vacuumed
vacuumed. We're gonna get vacuumed. Oh shit!
I mean, I can go up and take down those ultis of city.
On my way. This is much harder than it should be.
I
We're
just
gonna get vacuumed. We're gonna get
vacuumed.
vacuumed. Oh shit!
I mean, I can go up and take down those ultis of city.
On my way.
Guess that wasn't alright.
Where's?
This is much harder than it should be. Gotta get fingered.
I
We're
just
gonna get
vacuumed.
vacuumed. We're gonna get vacuumed. Oh shit!
I mean, I can go up and take down those ultis of city.
On my way. Look at where is TP.
Guess that wasn't
Oh shit!
Your bottom tower is under
Oh my god, yeah, you did it.
This is much harder than it should be.
Got the thousands. We're gonna get vacuumed. We're gonna get vacuumed. Oh shit!
I mean, I can go up and take down those ultis of city.
Clean it today and not like clean
On my way. Look at where is TP.
Blink, 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 please. He's got a blink. Oh shit!
This is much harder than it should be.
Got the thousands. We're gonna get vacuumed. We're gonna get vacuumed. He's gonna vacuum me down.
I mean, I can go up and take down those ultis of city.
Clean it today and not like clean
On my way. Look at where is TP.
Gonna get us an AC.
He's got a blink. Oh shit! Oh, he's got the blink. Down, I think. Stand there.
It should be.
Thousands. We're gonna get vacuumed. We're gonna get
I'm gonna go
vacuum
farm
me down.
bottom.
I mean, I can go up and take down those ultis of city.
Clean it today and not like clean
On my way. Look at where is TP. Coming. Oh.
Gonna get us an AC.
He's got a blink. Oh shit! Oh, he's got the blink. Down, I think. Okay, flip. Okay, fine. Stand there. It's been lacking. Thousands. We're gonna get vacuumed. We're gonna get
I'm gonna go farm
Gonna
bottom.
hit the barracks. We get me. Escape.
The rank game.
No.
No, dude.
Oh. I bet on it, so luckily we're gonna get tank money.
Boys, my
On the way, on the way, on the way. Bring him back. Bring him back. Swap one in, bro. Do something.
anyone. I'm going.
Oh, jeez, that's way
I'll
too
catch
far.
him.
Swap him now, swap him now. Oh. Ulti.
How did I know this was gonna happen?
Can you shield me please before I
I'm
die?
hitting people.
No, thanks.
Clubbing people left tiny, but
Yeah.
like, no one's helping me. Hello, team! Team!
Fuck
He's
that
dead.
I died.
We had everything, man.
I got AAL. Actually, no. I got destroyed by a fucking tiny illusion thing.
has fallen.
Yeah.
I took 1,200 damage from this boy.
Yep.
Oh, so close. Loading.
Your middle tower
Yeah, boys,
is
we
under
are
attack.
losing hard now.
Because fighting with everything we have.
We keep getting dogs here. Keep into line and Agon and Scepter.
On the wall, I swear.
Your middle tower.
Oh, it's this
has
side,
fallen.
dude.
Am I gonna have to buy back?
That's
Your
hurting
bottom
everyone with
tower
this.
is under attack.
What's your timer like? 30
I
something?
used his finger
You're gonna have to buy
already.
back. Gonna have to buy
No,
back.
but I think, but he has axe,
Are
so he's
fortified.
probably gonna have it when you
Your
get up
middle
again.
tower is under attack.
He's got ether lens as well.
Your bottom
yeah.
tower
Right.
has fallen.
20
Going for the swap,
seconds,
going for the
like
swap.
stupid.
Oi. Good man. Fuck you, Dino.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Got you, fam.
Guys, while that's happening.
Never mind.
Ow.
Your top tower
Because
is
they're
under
just
attack.
ceasing us. They're one core, like, supports.
Your top tower is under attack.
Top tower, boys. And go.
I think we can do it.
I'm gonna take more of a coaching role now because I got everything sorted out. So now
Awesome.
No.
now you're gonna get the coach crapping on you guys.
How long that stun was?
I really
The range
wish-
on that stun, dude.
I think we just need to smoke up and catch them off guard. That's all we need to do. While they're outside their base now, farm.
Can you please
Map
see
vision
something
is
for me
very
when I
low.
respawn?
Please look how long the stun is. Just look at this range. Is everyone watching this?
Yeah, dude, it's with the lens and shit.
Yes.
Yeah, it's massive.
You can go literally across the whole river.
Does Etherlens stack?
Not yet.
Yep.
That's it.
No, Aetherlens doesn't stack. No,
It's what?
Aetherlens is not gonna
It goes with the ult with the.
Double damage bot.
Yeah, but I'm saying it
Yo,
doesn't stack, so does it
tiny
go?
damage
Like if you get
go.
two Aetherlens.
Douchebag here as well.
Wait, they're
Guys,
gonna
you can
think we're
catch the
rushing.
dots here. Catch the dots here.
Okay, go. You do it, Wilson. You go.
Wilson got him. Divine caught him out. Is it enough to bring him down? It is.
Do it.
Beautiful combo coming out from the Tiny, being able to just bring him down to 0 HP. He's gonna regret his choices very soon.
We have to make him either buy back or put
Wait, with this
get a
DD, I
fucking
think I
Rax.
can hit the X down in 4 shots.
I'm on my way there. I'm very far away though.
Look at that.
Wilson, guess what? Swap me out.
There's your
I bought back respected guys. I'm not there
fuck
either.
respect.
Okay, then.
Flip
Woo,
it.
bitch. Not happening today.
Tiny was able to bring. Oh, AI ult incoming. Only
They
catches on
wasted
2. Well, the AI ult's been used, so you can save pipe for the next.
This fucking thing. Fuck your wood.
Sure, he meant to put down the other ward.
Oh,
I'll
No.
just keep him
Oh,
alive.
fuck no.
Okay, they've wasted wall, wasted a lot of shit. Now's when we go in.
Yeah.
Wilson, swap.
Yep, going for it. Don't have blink yet, but I will swap whatever I can see.
Oh, hey, ult.
Roshan has fallen to the dark.
Yeah. I think the shit's back out there.
Those fucking illusions are mopping up our creeps.
Alright. Fuck you. Okay, I'm gonna go in. When they go on me, I'm gonna BKB, and then everyone, like, just, like, run.
There's your swap.
Those things.
I'm going for it. I can't get it.
BKB.
smash the towers, bro. Just hit the Rex.
enemy
Ignore heroes.
Yeah.
Just go for the Rex. Just hit the Rex. There we go. You hit like a truck. There you go. Now get out.
Okay, get out, get out, get out, get out.
GTFO. There you go. Coach doing his job now. Rex down.
Sit.
Run
Get
away,
out of
run
there.
away. We don't need to stay here. We don't need to stay here.
Should
I have a
have
swap for you.
Stop, I'll do out. He's gonna run away.
Not
Get out of
swap,
there.
it's finished. Cooldown.
I'm dead, actually.
Do you need help here? Are you stunned?
You have. I don't have stun.
It's on cooldown.
That's why I
what's
said
name
get
is
out.
what?
Oh, no, I can't play with you. Hey! Awesome. Should've just fucking ditched you. Told you not to stick around.
I wasn't trying to stick around, Nick. I was running away. They have blinks and ether lens.
You and Aldo were wailing on, what was it?
I wasn't
whole team?
waiting.
Little bit.
I shackled
It is
so
a
you
little
could
bit
get
too loud,
away.
Dee-dee-dee. Dee-dee-dee.
Tony, No,
Yo.
I'm making your way bottom, dude. We can throw a big combo, yeah. In 25 seconds, mate. Don't go yet. If Jinx picks you off, we kind of.
There's two guys mid
This
you
is
might
what's
need to
going
take
on
care
You
of.
can kill him. You can kill that guy easy. You can kill him solo.
Pop.
No.
I'm mid.
No, they're confused. They're like, Tiny's coming, he's he's running down the lane. No, he's at base. How the fuck?
AL.
Motherfuckers!
Yeah, you-
just think you guys can get me.
Hey guys, we really have to
Fucking
finish
funny
this game
people.
now though, hey? We have to cast in half
uploading.
an hour.
I think these guys think they're funny, dude.
Oh, I didn't even get a break.
There's an Eye of Skadi in the base.
Yes, it's mine.
Yeah, do you mind if I could just quickly deny it?
Is this thing up? No. Fuck it, TP scroll.
Yay, next round.
Oh, let's go. I just need to like literally BKB Manta and the Rex is ours. We'll rat them. Ah. Oh fuck, wrong button.
You just
No one saw anything. BKB's on cooldown
You
for
did.
reasons.
Hey boys, now we wait for BKB.
It's 40 seconds, man.
Here you go.
Yo!
Go my minions.
No.
Jag känner för det att BKB, eh?
Hitting me. Yo, my BKB is like so cool. I'm coming.
Thanks on the side, yeah?
Fuck him.
Hit rack.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Okay.
bigger problem.
Yo.
Is empty.
Oh no.
The enemy's middle barracks has fallen.
Yes. Okay. Cheers, boys.
I have ulti.
No, you're not, you're dead.
No, you'll be fine. Tiny will be fine. Hit again.
It could touch me. Fuck.
You have an ancestral home. Fine guys, we'll just slowly wear their tits down like this.
Guys, call AL to yet if I don't spend.
Hey, ult. Kidding.
You cheeky shit.
I'm just kidding.
He was just kidding.
Yeah, but I'm scared now.
No, you'd see it over here, dude.
You spooky.
So they're gonna get wrecked in it.
I can just lost the holy shit.
Wait. Oh,
Oh, that blink.
get back.
What the fuck?
Your middle tower
I'm
is
back.
under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Come here.
Guys? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Your middle tower
This is a problem.
Oh,
Well, okay. Die back at it.
yo! Oh! I can play!
So, fuck you. Bitch.
Hey guys, I'm gonna be
No.
a minute and a half, so.
Watch. That air is gonna every time. Just scared for his ulti. Does someone have heal? Some shit like that.
Yeah,
I'll do heal, man.
From darkness, I surge to light.
Okay, that's ult down.
Oh.
Please take
He's gonna
the
use double ulti to try to kill me. Ooh.
Why are you so... Okay.
Oh, oh, oi, oi, oi.
Fucking pro.
Has been killed.
Lol, I just killed the career. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna go take the Rex. Like, fuck this.
Do your buyback, please.
No, we'll get back.
That vacuum wall.
That's that.
Goal. Number
Come here. Sorry, dead.
Oi.
Take that last Rex. Just take the last Rex.
The enemy's top barracks has fallen. You now have mega creeps.
Died for my team.
The enemy's middle tower has
I don't have any spells, I'm sorry.
The range.
Kill them!
Guys, we're
yeah.
engaging badly. We're engaging so badly.
That's a dive, at least.
Learn from me.
Plantable.
Great ulti, great ulti.
Oh,
What the hell?
Waffle.
I need egg.
Fun. They can't defend versus Mega Kicks with this disease, so it's fine.
Fine, at least I have Cuirass.
Actually, they can't defend versus Mega Kicks with any of their heroes. Oh, maybe Dogs, yeah. And like,
Even Dogs here, dude.
wow.
Line Ags, so. The Mega Creeps can tank a full Ags. They just don't give a shit. That.
Look at that, dude.
Guys, I'm serious. We have to finish this game like now.
Yeah,
We have,
game
we have,
over.
a,
Coming
cost, we have a cost in like 20 minutes.
Wilson's dead. Bah.
Check creeps. Lion.
So apply some gentle.
Wait, if I Hurricane Pike someone, does it
No, it
work
doesn't
with
work.
melee?
Nope.
Does not say range only on the item.
Yeah, limited range duration, 5 seconds.
Oh, there we go.
I'm gonna buy it.
Oh, why you do this?
Alright guys, I'm gonna leave the game. I'm gonna check if the lobby's up.
Yeah, this game's over. When Lion ultis the creep wave with the axe and it doesn't kill the creep wave, that's when you know you fucked up.
Been in this situation before, which is
That's
how I
hard.
know.
Well, the carriers respawn.
Well, whatever those are worth.
Ah,
What's the other team they're playing against tonight? Do you remember?
Okay, it doesn't work. That's stupid.
Just go check the link. I'm not sure.
It doesn't work, dude.
I can force start
I
VK.
dropped the
Are you guys coming or not?
forwards and bases
Yeah,
if
I'm
you
alright.
want to take
Yeah,
them
I'm just
also.
gonna go sell this shit.
I don't have that space, unfortunately.
Oh, they get this wall, but they don't get that one.
Ran out of sentries.
Sick, now they're all back. Now all we do is just kill the creeper. We kill the creeper, that's all. Cool, now I want to see the defend.
The enemy's middle
Oh,
tower
this pipe fucks you guys so hard.
Yo, but they're fucking going hardcore on me. My team.
dire victory.
You well played.
GG.
Jeez, what a fucking game.
lost inside this beautiful life, like the stars will shine forever bright. Just one touch made our hearts ignite and come alive. Another night feels like a million nights that I spent alone, looking for the love that I never known. But then you came into my life like fireworks on the 4th of July, and with
Radiant team ban.
Good evening, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you're ready for a nice cracker of a game. This is Digital Gaming League ladder matches, and it's going to be one hell of a good time. Well, bringing it all to you with the great assistance of not one but two people at the mic. It's going to be both Succubus and Jubba.
Well, good evening, boys and girls, and it's good to be back at the mic. It's been a while. How are you doing, Jubba?
No, I'm doing not too bad. It's exciting times to be able to share the mic with you guys, and it's always a pleasure to be here with you. And let's hope it's going to be a cracker of a game for the viewers out there. I know that this game is going out live, so if you're not in front of your computer, do catch us the live stream on JubbaGaming. It's the gaming YouTube channel.
5 seconds remaining.
Right, so with all the formalities done and dusted, what do we have in store for you tonight? It's
Reserve
Dota
time.
2 and Gucci Reborn up against such Dota for the DGL. And it's going to be one hell of a cracker, like I said. Still, the draft is well underway, so let's get straight to it. Darkseer, Bounty Hunter banned out by We Gucci Reborn, and Bristleback and Tide Hunter banned out by such Dota. Now, usually we see the meta banned out. Certainly in the more competitive scenarios, we usually see something like a Life Stealer.
10
Darkseer we see
seconds
banned out
remaining.
quite a lot. Bounty Hunter we see banned out quite a lot. Tide Hunter, yes, but not this
5
Bristleback.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, well, Bristleback can be pretty tough to lane up against, and it's not just
Reserve
that. I
time.
think these players know each other on a personal level, so they know, kind of roughly, what they play. So I'm guessing they're banning out, like, player-specific heroes, So we'll see. But Bounty's always bloody annoying in lane,
Radiant
and I mean,
team
he's just the ganking potential with the track gold. It's absolutely amazing early game. But he doesn't really offer much late game in terms of team fights. So it's also on the other side of the coin. I kind of find him not like a useless hero, but if you don't get a lot out of a Bounty early game, he tends to fall off very, very fast.
5 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know.
remaining.
I always liked the Bounty Golds throughout the match, and obviously the picks are going to start coming on through Jubba. Here's a hero that we've seen quite a lot in the Gigabyte Dota 2 challenge, the Slaughter.
The Slaughter is a very good general offlaner that Gucci probably wanted to pick up. But if I just jump to the Phoenix, I know such Dota ran the strat last night, and next would normally be a Void. We'll see if they go with that.
5 seconds.
And just for the bans on the Tide and the Bristleback, I think just trying to maybe secure a little bit of
Reserve
laning
time.
for their offlaner that doesn't have to actually deal with the Tide or the Bristleback. So
Dire
I don't know
team
if they actually do know one another, but nonetheless, I think
Radiant
just
team back.
maybe making sure that they secure that farm for their off-lane champ.
Yep, and on the subject of Phoenix, they're going to combo it up very nicely with the Earthshaker. Phoenix kind of tends to force people in when the Supernova drops down. You do
10
need to take it down
seconds
as quickly as you can, and Earthshaker would love that kind of scenario where they all bunch up
5
around the egg.
seconds
And he
remaining.
walks on in, blinks into the middle of the fray, and drops the Echo Slam. So there's a nice little combination
Reserve
pick
time.
going on for such Dota so far. This Death
Dire
Prophet,
team
however,
back.
on the side of We Gucci Reborn. Succubus?
It's such a strong hero. it's really a strong hero in this meta at the moment. And like, I mean, you kind of like force the team not to fight when she's got her
10
ulti
seconds
going.
remaining.
It's that exorcism just does so much damage, and you have to, you know, force
5
other team to
seconds
buy blade
remaining.
mails or get heavy nuke to like get her down quickly. And I think the picks will
Reserve time.
be situated to kind of effectively, you know, just protect that death prophet, because if she gets a full duration ulti off in a team fight, you know, those heroes just melt away. And you definitely have very good like initiation with the Slardar. He blinks in, you know, minus armors one person and just, you know, hits away. So we'll have to see. I can see some good combinations coming out here, maybe some death ball pushing. Because, I mean, Death Prophet's
team
primarily used to push. I mean, she's really good at taking towers, and she's very effective in team fights. She's got a nice silence, she's got a heavy nuke, and that new lifesteal, that Spirit Siphon, is just absolutely ridiculous as well. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what they're going to do with her.
10 seconds.
Yep, most
remaining.
certainly. So, we've got a little bit of wombo combo going on such Dota,
5
and
seconds
when you
remaining.
were talking about the Death Bowl push, certainly a really nice way to deal with it. Stop those heroes from getting that
Dire
wombo
team
combo off
back.
by simply denying them the level 6 as late as possible, thereby basically denying the wombo combo. So there's a good likelihood that Gucci might be going for that kind of strategy. Taking a look at the bans, however, there's quite a lot of interesting things coming out here.
10
The
seconds remaining.
Invoker, common ban out in this meta at the moment. Extremely versatile hero and very strong in the current meta. On the other side of the coin,
Radiant
however,
team
Disruptor followed by that Beastmaster. Both of them very, very common. Disruptor, one of my absolute favorite heroes, and obviously is great for doing the pick-off scenarios, especially when the lines are moving back and forth, which is that going to be that kind of game with a Death Prophet who tends to push the lines back and a Phoenix that tends to push the lines forwards. On the other hand, the Faceless Void taken out by Gucci Reborn, so we will see none of that nonsense, Jubba.
Radiant team.
Yeah, he obviously Gucci's done a little bit of research, denying that pick on the Faceless for the side of such Dota. I mean, going into the pick for the Earthshake in the second pick, I don't know maybe they don't want to
10
reveal too
seconds
much
remaining.
by maybe picking up the Void if they chose it, but in
5
kind they actually
seconds
picked up the Abaddon straight after the Ancient Apparition pickup was actually taken. So maybe something to actually deal with that AA potentially. As far as the laning goes at the moment, I don't actually know what or where they're going to actually put the Abaddon and what position he's going to play at the moment, but we'll see how the draft actually pans out. Maybe Succubus can actually enlighten me a little bit.
Pretty
Dire
sure
team
the AA is picked in direct counter to the Sunray. We've seen that regen do absolute wonders at the Gigabyte Dota 2 challenge.
I think Abaddon is a very, very good pick here. I mean, you've got that Slardar minus armor when he's ulti, and Abaddon can just, you know,
10
straight away
seconds
debuff
remaining.
that and just Apothic Shield someone. It's also very good against the AA ulti.
5
Actually, we just
seconds
played a
remaining.
game against when we had the Abaddon and the AA face up against each other, and the Abaddon would just Apothic Shield me every time
Reserve
I'd get
time.
low, and it would just completely save me from the Ancient Apparition ulti. So it's very, very, very useful, and it can debuff silences, which you get from the DP. It's a very, very good counter initiation hero, or to save someone quickly in lane. And of course, it's not a very nice hero to deal with. You know, you have to kind of kill him twice, and if they don't ban out the axe, then I don't see how they're really going to deal with this Abaddon if he gets farm, however. But I see him as a kind of a support role. I do,
Definitely.
however, I'm a bit concerned about the two supports being melee. There's not going to be much harassment in lane.
Yeah, they're going to have to step pretty damn fast in lane, mostly because of that melee that you're speaking about. But, on the other hand, they've picked up themselves a Medusa, and this is a combination I've seen used overseas that is absolutely staggering. Medusa Phoenix, it has the same effect, more or less, as the
Radiant
Earthshaker.
team back.
The Phoenix drops the egg, everyone goes on in to yellow it, and try to take it down as quickly as possible, and out comes the Stone Gaze from the Medusa. So you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. You either run from the Medusa ulti, in which case you're going to tank the full egg from the Phoenix,
10
or you're going to
seconds
tank
remaining.
the full Stone Gaze duration, and then the Phoenix is going to stun you
5
afterwards
seconds
anyway.
remaining.
Yeah,
So it's an
definitely.
incredibly strong team fight draft that they've gone for here, and with the Abaddon in tow as their support, I see a lot of good
team
things
back.
coming out from such Dota. Very gimmicky draft, but it could work to their favor wonderfully. On the other side of the hand, though, it's going to be the Alchemist ban out, and that's followed by the Timbersaw ban out of such Dota. And I don't know what this Dazzle's really going to do here, Jubba.
See, they're probably looking at making sure that they can keep their core alive. very strong lane presence with the Dazzle being able to throw out that poison touch. Maybe just trying to make sure that they get that farm on their core, making sure that they don't drop heroes unnecessarily, especially from the little bit of the burst damage coming out from the three supports that we have on the side of such Dota, from the Phoenix, from the Earthshake, as well as the Abaddon. But I mean, Dazzle just an amazing hero, just making sure they keep heroes alive. Quite interested to see that they actually did ban out the Alchemist, especially when they did have the Ancient Apparition pickup already in tow. So not too sure about that. But then there we go, Slark.
I think they're going to combo up Slardar's amplified damage with Dazzle's weave, and then, Shadow. Like, I mean, the Slark just, minuses your stats to the max as well. So, I mean, the minus armor plus the minus stats is just gonna make any hero just be tanky, very squishy. But I do like the point that Wilson brought up as well, with the egg combo into Medusa as well. But I mean, if they try run away from it, then you've got an Earthshaker coming and blinking in and keeping you there with that Earthshaker ulti, that beautiful Echo Slam. So it's going to be very hard for this team if they get initiated onto, get away, so to speak. So they've got very good counter initiation and very good initiation. And then Leshrac coming out as a last pick. What do you think about that, Wilson?
I love it. I gotta be honest, it does provide a little bit of magical nuke damage and a fair amount of push to the lineup of such Dota. So I expect this lineup to be 5-manning up as soon as is absolutely possible. So without any further ado, let's not waste any more time, as everyone's just gonna quickly reconnect. I'm going to introduce you to the side of the Radiant for You Played by SD, and it's Rance on that Medusa, Alexi 001 on the Abaddon, Aloha will be picking up that Leshrac, looking for some good moves out of him. Pack One will be picking up the Earthshaker, and finally, but certainly not least in this gigantic teamfight lineup, it's going to be that Phoenix picked up by Duke. Succubus? Am I alone here? Succubus.
Sorry. No, I was just checking on other things. Go ahead and introduce the other side, Jubba. Sorry.
For the side of the Dire, we've got Gucci Reborn, and they are going to be put together by Kritzy on the Slardar. Marshmallow ZA will be playing our Ancient Apparition. Santa will be playing the Razzle the Dazzler, and Sad Person will be on our core position Slock. That puts together the team for the Dire. Let's hope it's going to be a good one.
How could you forget the player? Shame on you, Jabba.
Who did I forget? Is someone missing?
The boy.
Shame we've got
And the boy.
Cheesy.
Yep.
CZ and the boy. We don't know what hero was it that he picked up again. I think it was the
Death Prophet.
Death Prophet. There we go.
There it comes.
My apologies. And that puts the team together now for the side of the Dire. Take it away.
Off to a terrible start, and there's the through. We're going to see the lanes pan out, and obviously the normal courtesies paid to each side. First blood potential, a little bit difficult from either side. They do have a little bit of first blood potential here in the Earthshaker towards the bottom. It does look like they are going to bunch up. They might walk away with something if the rune is contested. And I know you brought up this point just over the weekend when we were chatting, Jabba, about the value of the rune having disappeared since the updates.
Yeah, it does make a bit of a difference in the beginning part to make sure that they try and get that extra gold on their mid-hero to try and boost the pickup of the bottle, just making sure that they have a little bit of a better lane presence as the game progresses. But generally, some teams decide to actually leave the run, especially when they don't actually have quite a good team fight in the early parts of the game. So it looks like such Dota just hovering around, maybe worried about a little bit of a wraparound from Gucci. But it looks like they're just going to
it's
pretty much
a very
settle.
defensive smoke. They're not going to catch anything for it, but they will at very least secure themselves the bottom rune. Taki using the space to sneak on into that Rosh pit, and if anyone does step out, it's going to be very difficult for them to get out of dodge. Nonetheless, it looks like it's going to be a very, very quiet agreement on who's going to get what. Death Prophet picking up the top bounty rune, bottom rune going to the Leshrac, interestingly.
That's going to be interesting lanes. I mean, And we see Leshak taking up that first rune, and it looks like they're going to put him in mid. So it's going to be against the Death Prophet, and it's going to be a pain in the ass, so to speak, for that Death Prophet, because heavy harassment, heavy nuke coming out from Eleshrak, and she's going to have to get a Valley Point and silence here, or she's going to suffer from ganks. I mean, they've got the Earthshaker that can roam around. You know, it's a double stun into nuke, and Death Prophet is fairly squishy early game, so we'll have to see how this mid lane actually works out in the end.
Yeah, is going to do a lot of work here, and he has to do an incredible amount of work given his item choices as well. Good stats, but obviously he will be chewing through his mana very, very quickly. He did pick up the split earth first. That was like the smoke gank that obviously didn't really go anywhere. But it's going to make him suffer just a touch in the laning phase. Nonetheless, he should be just a-okay. In the meantime, the matchup bottom is going to be Medusa and Phoenix up against Slardar and Dazzle. So Dazzle can definitely do quite a lot of work here, keeping him alive, making sure he gets the last hits. In the meantime, in the top lane, looks like, oh dear, the Ancient Apparition getting stuck up behind the Fisher, and actually Taki walking away, strangely enough, from the fight. So they only walked away with a little bit of harassment, but that could have gone very pear-shaped for the Ancient Apparition.
Yeah, could have, but I mean, I'm pretty sure like Slark was right there, you know, it'd be fine, but this lane's going to get fairly annoying. They do have the advantage over with the Ancient Apparition being, you know, the ranged, and it can also always give them extra damage with that beautiful chilling touch. So it's a pretty even matchup here, but it's going to be tough to kill this lane with an Abaddon on it, and it's same said for the Slardar and Dazzle lane. It's going to be very hard to kill a lane with a Dazzle in it, unless you jump on him fast, because you know that Medusa snake gets heavily disgusting as it progresses. What do you think, Jubba?
I can't disagree with you. I think there's not much kill potential for the side of Such Dota in the top lane. I mean, they've got the defensive Fisher that can come out. We've got that shield from Abba just protecting themselves. So it's a good defensive lane for Such Dota. Not going to get too much out of it, I think. But that's excluding what's going on in the bot lane.
Yep, certainly, and the bot lane certainly a little bit messy, and there is a little bit of kill potential, certainly from the side of WGR, as Rance is just going to pick up a little bit more damage here, and quite rightly so, has skilled Mystic Snake and Mana Shield rather than picking up that split shot. Guys, if you can learn a lesson, this is it. Do not pick up split shot. The early stages of it really nets you next to nothing. In the interim, though, taking a look at the last hits and denies, leading the chart by quite a mile is that person in that top lane, and that's to be expected. He's followed by his team's mid laner, and that's in the Death Prophet. So, worth start slipping the way of WGR if SD doesn't do something drastic very soon.
Yeah, and I'm quite interested to see that the Death Prophet is outright winning this mid at the moment, and I think it's all to do with the skill build here. When we miss the first blood, sad person gets first blood onto the Earthshaker here. Abaddon trying to get a return, but does not succeed. He's just going to heal right back up with that healing salve. Sorry guys, we missed that. But yeah, I was saying this.
Well, there goes my predictions. For top lane being very defensive and got a lot of survivability.
I mean, look at this harassment. I think Aloy might actually be dead here if he's not careful, and he is. And I think it's also to do with that skill build. I mean, not getting that Lightning Storm against the Death Prophet. I mean, that's beautiful harassment, you know, for him. And I get the skill build, you know, for gang situations, for taking towers and all that good stuff. But if you want to win a 1-1, you need to get that Lightning Storm. It's absolutely ridiculous, and the cooldown is at 4 seconds.
Yep, certainly. Jubba, I don't know about you, but Kritzy's doing just fine in this bottom lane as well. He's the third person on this hit chart, and given the kills, it's 0-2 at 4 minutes 30. Things are definitely slipping the way of WGR already, but I suspect things are going to change as soon as the level 6s come up for the side of SD, and I think that's the strategy. What do you think?
I think the potential does stand in favor of SD considering how much team fight they have, but it all depends if they can actually get those levels as quick as they hope. They are running dual lanes, so the levels should come rather quick for both teams, as both are running dual lanes against one another. I mean, it's a tough call. I mean, if they decide to use the egg, commit the egg, then the side of WGR just decides to run out. They've expended the egg, perhaps even Stone Gaze, and then DP decides to reinitiate with her exorcism. It can just decide who can actually bait out the big ults from the other team before the other. I think that's where the game's going to lie, and it's actually going to sit with the person that can play the biggest mind games.
Mind games. Interesting.
Mind games, yeah. Walk us through those mind games, my friend.
Well,
you say mind games, isn't like just baiting things out?
Well, if you run in there with the Death Prophet exorcism already being used up, they run into battle. The Such Dota's just going to retreat.
Guys, Death
wait.
Prophet, we're getting very low here mid, and it looks like she's going to make it. No. Oh my god.
Wow.
Sorry to interrupt you there.
Wow.
Miss another kill there.
No, absolutely not. And I am the cameraman for our stream, so I have to be a little bit distracted as well. But just going back to my point, I mean, if the exorcism does get used up and then the side of Such Dota just actually retreats, then you've got the exorcism down, and then you've got the Such Dota to actually reinitiate with all their ultis still available to them. But if we got the side of Such Dota going inside, expending the egg, expending the Echo Slam, as well as the Stone Gaze, it all depends on who actually expends all the abilities first and actually is able to retreat a lot quicker.
Yeah, certainly. Well, I'm sure each side is going to do exactly what they're going to try and do, and that is delay that retreat. Certainly the side of SD needs that big wombo combo to land, otherwise things might go incredibly pear-shaped for them, as taking a top, taking a little bit, I say a little bit, a lot of harass damage from that chilling touch. And yeah, just not having a ranged hero in your lane to help you kind of mitigate the harass does have its very huge effect. But I feel that the side of WGR could be walking away with a lot more if Marshmallow ZA, in fact, I think he's going to be doing it now, starts to play with the pulling and stacking that is possible in his position at the moment. Rand's still walking away with the top of the log side on the side of S. It's good news for them. She is a hero that does require a lot of farm. But is it going to be enough?
Sure. We can see. I mean, she's going to need to get some spectacular items to actually be able to deal with the Slark. I mean, Slark is also such a good counter towards her, but there was a death that we missed in the mid lane as that was all going through.
Gotta watch them health bars, people.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yep, certainly. And gotta say, mid lane certainly not coming all to fall here for the side of SD. Obviously, Death Prophet being incredibly strong has a huge laning presence with the Spirit Siphon. Ishrak just not coming out with the right stops here. He's maxed out his Split Earth. Okay.
In the bot lane.
So you're maximizing the radius, but not really the stun. In the meantime, bot will be Santa, but just A-okay. It's a very, very tough lane to take down thanks to the presence of the Dazzle. In the meantime, Alex in the mid lane showing himself probably a little bit prematurely. And obviously, top lane is completely missing. They should know that something's up here, both in the mid lane and the bot lane, as you see his way down to bot.
And we can see the defensive position of the Death Prophet. She knows not to go for the ruins, and she knows there's something going on here. But here, in another lane, we've got the Earthshaking double damage run, getting the Fisher block very, very nicely. Medusa right-clicking away. I think she is going to get the kill. Oh, I think he's going to get out. Santa, no, Sunray to finish him off. And we get Kratisi on the return, but Egg comes up, and he's going to try run away to save his life, but I don't think he's going to make it. We still have a double damage Earthshaker here, and one right-click goes to him. And that's the end of that lane. Very, very, very well executed game. Now trying to TP rotate inside person, but he's going to have to jump out. Very, very late TP rotation for him. Don't think he'll be able to accomplish much there.
No, he's just going to have to provide lane presence and very little else in the meantime. In the top lane, take a look at that push. And this is the strategy behind putting that Leshrac in the mid lane. Get those heavy levels on the Diabolic Edict and take full advantage of any rotate team. Put serious damage onto the towers and walk away rich and happy. Now, this is the strength of the draft of SD. They're not meant to win the early game. And even though they are behind in kills, I guarantee you this, they are incredibly close to winning this hands out if they just manage to play together very, very well. Kritzy picking up a bit of damage in the bottom lane. And I think things should calm down here for the bottom lane, but not the mid, as the Death Prophet manages to walk away with yet another kill. And sorry, that was actually towards the top lane. Death Prophet walking away with yet another kill in the bag, and she's going to be becoming a very big problem at 4-1.
Yeah, but getting back to the last strike, I understand maxing Diabolic Edict, but you need to max Lightning Storm as well if you want to get those heavy pickles with that value point in your was good. But it looks like Santa's going to get gone on here by the Earthshaker, the Abaddon, and the Phoenix as well. He's going to try to get away. He has Shallow Grave up, but he's going to be able to get it back in time. Yes, he is. Here comes that person in TP rotation here, and the AALT to follow, and that's going to be a very dead Earth. It's going to get quite messy here on the sidelines as Duke gets nuked down as well. Alex is trying to run away with Abaddon, but his ulti is not quite up yet, and his last stun from Kratisi is going to get him. So that's a 3-for-1 trade going in the favor of such Dota.
Yep, Kratisi very happy about all that. He's going to bounce on back from that death he suffered in the bottom lane, and obviously walk away with a fat pot of gold. In the meantime, 4-8, 11 minutes in, and a lot of messy action across the map. It must be said, a lot of deaths that not be happening are happening. Big overcommitment here in the mid lane. Ooh, Aloha is actually going to go for it on Sad Person. Sad Person just uses the leap to get on out, and Aloha, although he does have a fair amount of damage on the Split Earth as a result of him sinking levels into it, not going to help him to get extra levels, extra damage. Nonetheless, oof. Oh,
trying to take a sneaky
rush attempt, and Lexi's actually going to spot it out, and he's going to go in for it. Out comes the egg, and they're going to start trying to wailing on it. Poor little Sad Person is going to kill off the Lexi. Has got nothing to do but back off, and if he doesn't do it in time, Ancient Apparition's going to walk away with the kill there. In the meantime, Aloha rotates in from the background, manages to pick up the slaughter from the back there, now going for Santa Claus. Santa Claus likely to drop, he just manages to get out of dodge as Marshmallow for the final save. He has to get out of the area. No, he doesn't quite manage. 2 deaths for the side of WGR. 2, that beautiful Diabolic Edict that just tends to linger long after you are dead and gone. Beautifully done to her, and she's going to be walking away very happy. I say she, Leshrak's going to be walking away very happy. Nonetheless, Sheezy and the boys are going to pick up that Aegis by the looks of things.
Yeah, and it looks like she's going to be able to finish off rough, but not quite doing enough damage, and she better be careful, because she's going to get caught out here by this Earthshaker. Silence up to follow, but Medusa comes in, ulties, Earthshaker ulti to follow. She gets nicely caught in there. They should be able to get this rush. Earthshaker does pick it up. Sunbeam, Sunray to follow here, but it's going to be a messy fight. Sad Person looking very low. He's going to be able to get away, luckily, but ALT now coming in, and I think Earthshaker might be slightly dead, but he has those other Aegis, so at least they got the Aegis off the DP there, but I don't know. No, he's still doesn't even pop. It is only a level 1 ALT, so I mean, it's a bit of a you know, yeah, I'm going to try and get the rush. It's very low, but I mean, unfortunately, Death Prophet just doesn't do enough right-click damage.
Certainly not at the 12-minute stage. And taking a look at the fight recap, 500 gold going the way of SD, whilst WGR a little short on cash by about 200, and that's a fairly big gold swing for such an early stage in the game. In fact, you can see the graph will show you exactly that, a massive spike going the way of SD now. Jubba?
Yep. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. What I'm really looking at here is the Slark pickup versus the Medusa, which is you know, it's quite a sneaky little pickup without too much emphasis on it, with his Essence Shift being able to steal a lot of stats from the Medusa, actually reducing a lot of her mana shield. So even the core that Rance is playing now at the moment, I actually favor the side of WRG with the Slark pickup. As far as WGR. Excuse me. Let me call him Wee Gucci. As far as Wee Gucci's actually got the pickup, I like the Slark pickup. I don't know about the synergy with the Death Prophet and the AA Blast. The reason why I question that is, as soon as you pop the exorcism.
Meantime in the mid lane, sorry, he's dropping very low. Aloha's going to try and make the move. Doesn't quite manage to walk away with it, but that was incredibly close. The reinitiation from the side of WGR is there, though, as Sad Person does have the he goes on, he catches Aloha, he catches the Phoenix, and with the great assistance of Marshmallow, He's going to walk away with not one, but 2 kills to jump on top of that Shadow Blade. That is a huge thing for a Slark. Allows him to basically circumvent the rules of the game and take double advantage of the Shadow Dance regeneration.
Yeah, definitely. And then they jump right into... Then there's not much that such Dota can do about it. And the Slark is starting to run away with this game. I mean, I believe he'll be going for that Skadi next, and he's got his Shadow Blade, he's got that Orb of Venom. It might just be for the early game harass, but I mean, Skadi's such a good item on this hero. It really is. It gives him nice tankiness, it slows up the enemy heroes. And then this Death Prophet, Veil of Discord. What's your feelings on that? She's going for, it looks like she's going for a Yule Scepter next, but Veil of Discord. What's your perception on that? Something you don't really see on a Death Prophet often.
Yeah, you don't see it often, probably because her magical damage only really comes from the Spirit Siphon and, of course, the Crypt Swarm. The primary reason why you pick up the Death Prophet is purely for that Exorcism, which obviously does physical damage. The Veil of Discord isn't going to really help her out there, but is another 1 or 2 sources of magical damage that perhaps is the rationale behind it. He may have opted to rather pick up something else with that big-ass pot of gold, but it's not that bad. It's not great.
I've
But
actually
it's not that bad.
I've actually seen it being picked up quite a bit in the international scene where the DP players actually pick up the Veil. It gives them that extra bit of armor as well as that little bit of extra magic damage, especially in the early parts of the game. It can do quite a lot of damage considering what the rest of the team is actually facing against. So, I mean, it's probably also that extra little bit of armor that the DP actually needs. I mean, she just has to tank up and run around with her Exorcism out, and it just wrecks teams.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Meantime, speaking of
Radiant's
wrecking,
bottom
the
tower
bottom
is
tower
under
is slowly
attack.
taking a lot of damage here. And the beat left alone. Tacky 001 is going to go in for it. It's very risky. A sad person does have his ulti. He's going to pop it for it. But the Sunray Duke is absolutely beautiful. Secures them the kill as Medusa walks away with the head there. The key TP is going to save the life of that very, very low Slardar. But at the very least, oof, that was very, very tight stuff and a very expensive kill, but they managed to walk away with another head in the bed. And obviously that's really going to help out, especially going the way of the Medusa, who already has herself her Yasha.
Probably looking at getting Manta with that
She does have
Yasha.
a Yasha, but now they... Yeah, most likely. But I think she's going to need... She's going to need stats, yes, but what I think she is going for is that early game, just that extra bit of damage, extra attack speed. Because after all, she is an agility hero. But they need to get out here soon, and people are going to start teeping in. She's going to drop her ulti, and it's not going to do that much, as she almost melts to the sad person, egged up to follow, but I think it's going to get right-click down just a little bit. No, Dazzle's the only one focusing on, but he gets the kill, and he, dies to the creeps in the sidelines there. Good trade-off here. Zapper's not jumping on this Medusa yet again. She gets away thanks to the Earthshaker, and she's going to go fall down here now. And we'll see maybe the Death Prophet on the way out there. Medusa is chasing her, but I don't think they're going to find her. Yo, the 2-for-2 trade there. Who do you think fared most? I mean, it is a mid and a support for a carry and a support. So I guess the trade goes to the side of SD because they got that tier 2 tower as well.
Well, if you just take a look at the gold exchange from the fight recap, it does tend to favor actually WGR. But I have the feeling that SD won that fight, ultimately having taken down yet another objective, getting ever so closer to the Ancient. Jubba, do you have any particular thoughts about that fight? Do you want to dissect it for us?
Well, look, I mean,
so terribly wrong for them.
They expended a lot of their abilities in the fight there, and that's what generally happens. They had the egg coming down, but I got to say that the biggest play that actually saved the side of such Dota was the ES play, when he was actually able to split the fight in half with that Fisher, preventing the Slark from actually continue the onslaught to the Medusa, and I think that was pretty much the winning factor that gave SD the little bit of the advantage. I mean, it would have been a 3-for-2 trade, and the ES was just able to actually save the life of his teammate. So, I mean, we've got those big ults coming out. We had all the heroes doing hero things, and I think the ES was the one that just actually turned that fight a little bit in favor of SD.
We had all the heroes doing hero things. I love that.
Well, I mean, it's the easiest way to explain what's going on.
For me, the man of the team fight there was Santa, that Dazzle.
That Dazzle.
Jeez, man, he got such a big pair of balls there. He just stood there right-clicking that egg, and the only one to do so, and actually getting the kill on that Phoenix. I thought that was brilliant. I mean, shame he died to creeps in the
Radiant's
end, but
bottom tower is under attack.
it was good.
Now Taki does have the blink dagger here, and they could opt to make a move here. He does have backup in the mid lane. Really would like to see a little bit more aggression from the side of SD. Most of their ultis are up, other than, of course, the Medusa, and that's only because of the mana pool at the moment. So they really could opt a 5-man up and go for the next tower. They would probably walk away with a victory,
Radiant's top
given that
tower is
huge
under
team
attack.
fight potential that they've drafted into.
Yeah, I mean, both sides have quite substantial team fight. I mean, you have Phoenix with Leshrak, and to follow up, you have Medusa and the Earthshaker, and then you've got the Abaddon to keep everyone alive and debuffed and de-silenced. Then on the other side of the coin, you have the Death, which is huge. Then you also have that AALT that just stops pushes in their tracks, and obviously a brilliant blink initiation from that Slardar. So, I mean, both teams sitting with massive team fight. It's just, I think it's who starts on who, and who initiates, and who gets the first pick off will determine the rest of the fight. But at the moment, in your two opinions, who do you think has got the better team fights? If you had to put down like the damage versus pure versus nuke versus all those good things, what do you guys think?
I would have to say SD has got this one in the bag in the sense of team fight. There's just so much you need to worry about between the Earthshaker, the Leshrak, the Phoenix, the Medusa. I mean, it's all terrifying. The only thing there that's maybe not team fight orientated, and that's a very broad stroke, is that Abaddon. As you see the Ancient Apparition ulti come out here, they might want to do something off the back of that. Aloha picking up a lot of damage from Dazzle, and it looks like they're just happy to let this thing quietly chip away. And that's okay, alright. The Slark is doing what he does top, so I guess they're getting something for it. But I don't know if it was really the right decision from WGR.
No, I don't think so.
I think they
but I don't
sense
think
the same as I. Like, all the ultis are up. Why do we have to engage? This is incredibly terrifying.
Yeah, definitely. And then also you've got that threat of, okay, I'm going to silence them, I'm going to stun them or whatever. And if they don't get that Abaddon, then you can just debuff the hero that they want to target. And then Bob's your uncle, they get their ulti off. So it's a hard decision, I guess, but I think it's also because not all the heroes were there to defend that tier 2, and maybe they just thought it just wasn't worth it. They might lose 2 or 3 heroes and then lose a Rax as well. And I think also because they use their glyph. So it's I think it's a wise decision of them just to back off, but it looks like they are going to go for a smoke here mid, trying to find somebody. And it looks like they will. They'll probably run into Alexi and Duke here if they're lucky. And I mean,
Sad Person's actually going to engage on top before that happens, and Earthshake is likely to go down. Ooh, out comes the ulti from Rance. That's to save his life, and that's a very expensive thing. In the meantime, in the bottom lane, Alexi dropping very low. Out comes his ulti, and down will go the Phoenix before he gets a chance to say much of anything. Marshmallow is ZA doing great work, dropping the ulti in just the right spot, and down goes the gem as the Leshrak takes the kill on the Ancient Apparition of the ground. He continues to do a whack load of that, though. He's going to try and turn around, keep within range, otherwise the blink reinitiation will be coming. Doesn't matter though, as the Death Prophet comes in and helps himself to everything that's left. Rance is now here in the bottom lane trying to do something. Doesn't have the stone phase that was popped earlier in the top lane. That person rotates as well, and that is the end of the Medusa, and that is not the fight that the side of SD will look. 4 down ultimately for the 2 supports of WGR. WGR have just brought this one all the way back into this game. They are in it to win it, and there is no doubt about it. 13-19 at the 25-minute mark.
You didn't give me a chance to actually answer that question. Which team I actually favor? I actually favor WGR's lineup a little bit more. I mean, and I think it just shows you going back to that tower where they lost that tower and they didn't actually engage. I think it was mainly because they only landed his ult on the Medusa, which could have been easily debuffed from the Abaddon. So if they had maybe connected maybe three or more heroes, I think they would have actually engaged, and it just shows you the strength of the lineup of WGR. Look, they got to play around their ultis, which makes them big team fights. Like every minute or so, they have them online, and I mean that Slark toe to toe with the Medusa in my eyes wins. I mean, you've got that essence shift that just steals so much of that of her mana pool as well, and it just makes such easy work of her as well.
You know,
It
easy
does look
work.
like
Sad
Sad
person's
Person's
going to
going
jump
on
onto
Alexi
Alexi.
here. And is he going to get much of anything? No, he's going to get caught up stunned, and that's Aegis dropped. Kind of a silly move there, and I don't think he's going to return from this. So they've got more than enough damage to get him. But it does look like a ulti to save him there. Ooh, and the double stun comes from a lower egg up to follow, and that's both of them dead. Very, very, very out of position there for the Slark. Well played by,
Incredibly brave or
Santa
incredibly
there, trying to
stupid.
save his carry's life, but it looks like they're going to get Sheezy the boys with the Fisher, but it's not much to follow. She's a bit too far away and too fast for them to catch. What do you think of that decision making there, Wilson?
It's, like I said, incredibly brave or incredibly stupid. Slark getting a little bit too deep, and I think he should have known that. Then again, the side of SD were smoked on the sidelines, so very difficult to make that kind of call. The vision for the side of WGR was also quite laxing, as we see the AALT is going to come out, connect onto Alexi, who doesn't have the borrowed time. Not that it would matter under the effects of Frostbitten. Nonetheless, Rand's picking up a bit more damage. Do they really want to output a little bit more damage here? I don't think so, as the Slark will be coming back. Yeah, ultimately I think they could have opted to reinitiate much, much better than what they did. That AA ulti was literally 5 men in the ulti. It was a perfect setup for a return reinitiation off the back of the loss of the Aegis. And
Yeah, but
obviously Slark
unfortunately
could have
they
walked away
weren't
with a
there.
lot there, but unfortunately not enough follow-up. So ultimately, I gotta say, biggest fault in that fight is just basically the team not sticking to get the stage in the game. 27 minutes in, very risky.
Yeah, but I mean,
Speaking of
like, I
risk.
think Slark kind of took
Speaking
that
of
decision
risk.
to make.
Speaking of risk, yep, there it is. It's the reinitiation. That's going to be, oh, huge Echo Slam coming through from the Earthshaker. Beautifully done, securing himself 2 kills for the Phoenix. Phoenix is going to on in, threaten the egg, but not too much else, as Sheezy is just doing what he can. Hasn't popped the Exorcism, so they're not willing to take on this fight as 2 buybacks come out here for the side of WGR, and that was huge. That means the gold swing is in 3,000, and if they don't make anything off the back of those buybacks, that is a huge loss from WGR.
Yeah, Jubba, what do you think of those buybacks? I thought it was, questionable.
Very,
what are you
yeah,
gonna
very,
do?
very premature. I mean, the Rosh wasn't even up. They weren't even trying to counter or trying to attack the Rosh. So, I mean, maybe a little bit tilting there or thinking that the fight may actually go on. I mean, Sleazy didn't even use her exorcism either. So, I don't think they were actually looking at taking the fight, and I think a little bit of an unnecessary buyback, to say the least.
Yeah, what do you think of this? Though he's there every time at just the right time. I mean, you saw that blink in Echo Slam. It just absolutely melted the heroes on the side of WGR.
I mean, that was a beautiful Echo Slam, just jumping in there, getting those 2 heroes, dropping the Dazzler and the Slark. Almost immediately, was it the Slark and the Slot? I wasn't sure. I know the Slark definitely did go down.
Slark and the Slot, yeah, it was the 2 cores, and then they immediately bought back.
Yeah, it was a crazy bar. But now I want to jump to you. I mean, I'm looking at Medusa's items here, and it looks like she's a little bit confused. We've got, she has just picked up her ultimate orb at the moment, but she didn't finish her Manta. She went into her Maelstrom, then from there went into Perseverance, and now only returning back for her ultimate orb. I mean, it seems like Rance is maybe trying to stock up on a couple of items here, maybe the cheaper part of the items.
I think she's gonna. Yeah, there we go. Like I said, I think the casual, like when I said earlier, I think the casual Yasha is a very good idea, mainly for her attack speed, her extra damage, and the team was fighting early, and Medusa doesn't really fight very well. She's more of that extra late game hero, and she's just trying to get as involved as she possibly can in the early game. So I think that, a casual, let me get 16 agility, some movement speed, but it when you see how fast she melts to, so maybe as the game progresses, she gets more tankier. We'll see better things come out for her, but she hasn't really had time to farm as well as Medusa should, you know, since the team's constantly been busy.
She doesn't need to farm.
Constantly
She's doing
fighting.
great.
So, and I mean, she always just wants to be there. Yeah, she just needs to, yeah, she's doing well. I'm not saying she's doing badly by any means, but I'm saying Medusa's not really built to fight against that lineup.
Well, so
this
far so
early.
good though, and obviously with the Lincoln Sphere up, they're feeling a little bit more confident. Side of the coin, however, Death Prophet's going for that BKB, and as is person here in the top lane trying to facilitate a split push. And obviously that's risky play, but he does have the TP to get on back.
Radiant's top
He's going to
tower
walk
is
away
under
with
attack.
quite a lot of damage here on the tier 2 tower and maybe force a rotation. Nope, not going to be the case, as they're going to opt to charge on in here in the bottom lane. Alexi picking up a lot of damage. Out comes Sheezy and the boys. He's going to do what he can, but he does not drop the exorcism yet. He's being very, very stingy on it, and quite rightly so. Disengage is very, very easy for the side of for the side of SD. So popping out the exorcism early would be tragic for the side of WGR.
Definitely. And, you know, coming back to this...
Radiant's top
Mind
tower
games,
is under
that's what I'm
attack.
saying.
coming back
Mind
to the
games.
mind games. Both sides actually have very good creep clear. So it's going to be very hard for either of these teams to push high ground when all the heroes are up. What they need to do is get 1 or 2 heroes out of position, pick them off, and then take the towers. Because, I mean, pushing up high ground against any of these 2 teams is going to be very, very, very hard. And hopefully they don't give them a chance. We see some, you know, silly plays and action-packed team fights. I think it'd be interesting to see how they get high ground. But on the sidelines here, we have Sad Person going on a lower, and still here, taking a lot of damage from that Diabolic Edict, and it looks like he's just going to try back off here, jump into the trees, and get the hell out of dodge. And it looks like the whole side of SD Dota is going to follow up on that slog. He better get out of here as soon as he can. Maybe jump and TP.
Yeah, he should be just fine. Very risky stuff and not necessarily the right hero to jump on. Yes, doesn't have the biggest HP pool, but does have 12 charges on that Bloodstone. And of course, the Invis isn't going to help you to avoid the magical damage. Usually the Slark benefits from the Invis most because he tends to avoid damage while in his Shadow Dance. Because obviously you can't right-click what you can't see.
Dire's
So,
top tower
not
is
really
under
the
attack.
right decision to jump on a Leshrac solo. And I think Leshrac knew it. He was happy to stand and fight, maybe just kite him around a little bit, and walked away with quite a lot of damage on him.
I definitely did. And I don't know if you noticed, but how his farm has exploded on this Lesh. He's not sitting with a Shiva's Guard as well as a Bloodstone and TP boots. What do you think of that, Jubba? Do you agree with his build, or would you have gone for something different, maybe with a sheep stick, or, you know, anything else, Octarine Core, I don't know, you know, leshy things.
Leshy things.
Leshy
Look,
things.
look, I do like what Aloha has actually picked up, and he's doing alright at this point in time. He doesn't need that Octarine now. I'd like to see him build into it, but I think the Shivers just helps him tank up a little bit more, especially against the physical damage of the side of WGR, especially considering that the Exorcism is actually physical damage, so that extra armor from the Shivers does help. And I mean, BOTs, I mean, you're looking at a Ferrari Leshrac. I mean, it's almost impossible for the rest of WGR to catch him, with the exception of the Slark, and to actually be able to right click him down. So I do like the build. Maybe even maybe what I would have liked to have seen in the beginning parts, maybe yours just help to set up a couple of defensive items for his teams. Yeah, I mean, to get those stuns, but I mean, he's still been on point with his stuns nonetheless, so not opting to actually go for the Yules. So I do like his item progression. I'd like to see it going into the Octarine next though.
And
Yep,
definitely
as the ALT jumps out onto the top lane, Alexi drops low, pops out his borrowed time, regens quite a lot of HP thanks to that. In the meantime, he reinitiates cheekily and jumps himself all the way out using that 4-staff he's picked up. They've managed to hold the sway of the side of SD, but SD is still ready to rock and roll for the most part. And now actually have to TP on back. And this is exactly what WG here. I was about to ask you guys about their playstyle. Clearly, Sad Person roams around. The rest of them stick 4. Now, usually that works as a Slark because you manage to pick up solo kills here and there. And he's actually going to try and go for it here on Alexi 001 yet again, who doesn't have the time.
Ulti is down.
And down he will go. Rance comes on in for the re-engagement, but isn't going to walk away with too much as the Phoenix Egg is also popped. And that is not the way to re-engage. You didn't manage to lock him down. Wasn't quite in time to save the ABBA, or at very least get a lot of slow off the Stone Gaze. So ultimately, big loss here for the side of SD. With those ultis down, they've got to be very careful. They can't really afford to take many fights without those critical ultis available. Aloha, in the meantime, spotting out Sad Person in the bottom lane.
Learned his lesson.
Disengage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not go on that alone. No, but I mean, it was a very good attempt from such Dirtser, and they could have potentially gotten the return kills there if they were quick enough on their feet. I mean, ABBA was going to go down here regardless. The team was way far behind, and the slot did know that. And we had the slot out to follow up return stun. So, I mean, trying to reinitiate like that, it makes, a good attempt by them, I guess. I mean, it could have gone very, very well for them. In the meantime, Rush is up again. I wonder who's going to take it next. But, going back to what I was saying about the high ground push, I mean, it's very hard to push against these lineups, and they keep trying to push when all 5 are alive. But if you notice on the side of the Dire, all 3 of those tier 3 towers are very, very low, and they've done that chip damage, strat. Like, let's do a little bit of damage, not die, get back. Do a little bit of damage, not die, get back. So, I mean, it is working out for them in a sense, and it does look like they're going to opt to go for Rush here. LT is flying out into Rush, but I doubt they'll be able to do much about it because the whole team, the whole side of WGR is very, very, very far away from Rush. I think they're just going to let this one go.
And of course, the gigantic team fight is something that they certainly care about here for the side of WGR. They don't want to engage with all the ultis up for SD. And obviously now with the Rosh in hand, they are likely to move on in and try to take another bite at Rax. Jubba, do you see this ending poorly for WGR here?
I mean, they've got so much on the side of SD. I mean, they've got 3 big ults that they need to play around. The Phoenix Egg, they've got the ES Echo Slam, as well as the Stone Gaze from the Medusa. If they can play around those ults, I mean, what's so nice about the Lesh pickup is she's always ready to fight. She's combat ready. Her boots are out and polished, and she's ready to hit the field. For the side of WGR, the same thing. I mean, they've got big ults that they need to play around with regards to the DP as well as the AA and that weave that's been doing so much for them. So, I mean, they've got big team fights, and if they can just get land all the abilities for both teams, I think it can come down to a 50-50, and it really depends on positioning.
Aloha taking the world in the front lines.
We have the Slaughter being a Ratchet, getting a return tower.
But the initiation
top lane.
is going to actually tank quite a lot here. Sheedy and the boys is going to go down before the Exorcism does much of anything. The egg is good. It's great positioning for the egg. It's wonderfully done. Person ops his BKB, tries to get on in. The gem is on the deck, and the right clicks are coming through thick and fast. Aloha might actually go down here. Does slip the Aegis, so I don't think he minds all that. Ultimately, it's all for nothing. 5 men down the side of WGR, and the Rax quickly melting. Re-engage from Kritzy, and not much off the back. Exorcism still down for the Death Prophet, so she's trying to do what she can. Pops BKB, manages to walk away with Taki's head bucket. Nonetheless, Love on the front lines is going to get reinitiated on by Kritzy. Kritzy cannot stick around. The damage is too much. Pop goes the Aegis, but Death Prophet will walk away with the kill on the Phoenix in the background. At the very least, Aloha now jumping onto Sheezy on the boys with his second life. The jump is good, but obviously the disengage is the call, as they've walked away already with one of the barracks and have no need to play risky here. Sad Person's actually going to catch out Rance, and this is a very, very bad situation for her. She's stuck. She's going nowhere. Slark walks away with a kill, and 614 gold goes his way.
That was an intense team fight, and we see the shame poor ranged barracks sitting at 13 HP, and on the side we have the other barracks here also taking a bit of damage, as well as that tier 3 tower. But I mean, you have that Slark, getting a significant amount of damage to their racks in return. You have the melee barracks sitting at 680, which is going to heal up eventually, and the ranged barracks sitting at just over 1,000. So I mean, he did get that little rat in, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough, and they ended up losing a lot.
Do you think he should have actually TP'd back when he did, or do you think he should have actually finished off that Rax? I mean, at that point, it's debatable. I mean, I think he should have actually cleaned up those Rax.
I think you should have cleaned up the melee barracks at least, so it couldn't regen, and then TP back. because I mean, he took a lot of damage from the ultis there, and I think he could have, TP'd once the ultis were down, and then come to wreck everything. I mean, when he TP'd in, he did a lot of work. Fair enough, but I think he could have stayed behind because they initially tried to TP in to stop the Slark from ratting, but they were like, screw it, and they stopped their TP. So I think he could have done a little bit more work, but they might have lost a bit more in there.
Pop the smoke here, and SD's going to be sad about that, but they're not going to be able to catch him with his pants down, unless, of course, Kritzy does jump in. As he does, he's going to just slow things down. And obviously with that forced off, I mean, he manages to disengage like nobody's business. I must say, Slardo's been doing a lot of blink-in, stun, forced off out. A lot of disengaging as opposed to using that mobility to getting in and catching them with their pants down. Speaking of pants down, Sad Person getting a stun here. The Ancients goes for a very deep and actually just dodges that stun. As now Rance is in a spot of trouble. Out comes the Sad Person. Kritzy's going to do what he can on the sidelines. Good AA ulti, but the Medusa's ulti DJ will have to run away. Alpha's going to make full advantage of this. He's going for Kritzy. Kritzy's going to get an early shallow grave. And now a lot has been popped here for the side of WGR. They have to be careful. In the meantime, the Exorcism in the front lines is doing a lot of work. Aloha does have the Blade Mail, and it does go through BKB, so it's doing a lot of work there. Rance in the meantime is in the front lines. Now doesn't have ulti, doesn't have mana, starting to melt away to Sad Person. Sad Person whacking away at a rate of knots, doing great work. Aki in the meantime getting caught out on the sideline. Has to use his Aghanims to jump on in and try to do whatever damage he can. He senses his death coming. Death Prophet's going to take the kill there. Beautifully done there. Aloha getting so much damage in the end. And a triple kill goes his way.
And a
GG.
GG.
A GG, well played, called, and quite rightly deserved to the boys of SD. Nicely done. Well played. The first game of this best of 3 series in the bag.
Yes, at the beginning of that fight, I thought, WGR have this team fight in the bag, and then all of a sudden things just went very, very pear-shaped very, very quickly. Well played to the side of SD Dota. That was unexpected.
I honestly thought that WGR had it. I mean, I just saw Aloha was holding onto that stun until he spotted out the Slark. As soon as he saw the Slark, he actually dropped the stun. Unfortunately, Slark's BKB was off cooldown, and it actually just finished off that fight. I mean, Slark could have gone toe-to-toe pretty much with any of the heroes for the side of SD, but the rest of the help just wasn't there for him, and unfortunately paid with his life.
Well, ultimately, I don't know. I think the Leshrac just managed to kite them around for an age of man. Nonetheless, this is the first game in a best of 3 series. We'll see if WGR can match up their mutton chops to the boys of SD, who have done a stellar job here, and take the next game off them. In the interim, though, from myself, Wilson, Succubus, and Jubba, from us at NAV TV, we wish you a damn good evening, and do join us for Game 2. It's going to be one hell of a cracker. See you then. Cheerio.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, 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 won't you let the light shine through? In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, for you,
Dire team back. Radiant team back.
Good evening and welcome back. It's game 2, and it was one hell of a cracker for game 1 of Sut Dota
Dire
up
team
against
back.
We Gucci boys. So, joining me at the mic yet again are gonna be the sultry sucky by the jubilant Jubba. How you doing, guys?
Glad to be here once again. I mean, game 1 was an absolute cracker, so awesome to be back here with you guys. And
Remaining.
yeah, I mean, what do you think about game 1 there?
Radiant team
I want to
back.
think about what is it with you two and Cracker.
I don't know, maybe we got a thing for plumbers.
That's
So that's
disgusting. You
all
just put a
incredibly
very,
racist.
very
Moving
disgusting
right
image in my
along
mind.
as the draft is already well underway. We've got ourselves this very similar band. Bristleback and Tidehunter banned out by Such Dota for the first round of banning. In the other side of the coin, exactly
Radiant
the same,
team
Darkseer and Bounty Hunter. So clearly both these teams have issues with these particular heroes with regards to the strats that they usually run. Out comes on the field one of my absolute favorites, Succubus, the Disruptor.
Yeah,
10
yeah.
seconds
My favorite
remaining.
as well. Gotta love the support. I mean, it's so useful.
5
I mean, it's
seconds,
got a
5
new,
seconds
like,
remaining.
glimpse, strongest spelling game, in my opinion. Yeah, you want to
Reserve time.
cucumber straight back here. Oh, you want to TP into tower? No, you can go straight back to base. You gotta love it. And it's got that kinetic field which just traps everyone away. And then, of course, that static storm, that AoE silence is just absolutely beautiful. And of course, when you get Aghanims, it's essentially an AoE Doom. So, I mean, you cannot get a better support out there, in my opinion. I love it. And we see this Void come out and a Witch Doctor. Oh my god, you must be excited.
Dire team pick.
Yeah, Jubba knows very much that this is my absolute favorite hero, the Witch Doctor, with one of the most annoying stuns in the game. But before I harper on about, let's just analyze the Disruptor. Why it's been so
10 seconds
prevalent,
remaining.
either in pick or ban. I had a discussion with a
5
colleague
seconds
the
remaining.
other day on as to why the Disruptor is quite so prevalent. Number of reasons,
Reserve
really.
time.
Number one, the low cooldown on the Static Storm allows him to drop it on a single hero without being shouted at too much by his friend. Obviously, with the prevalence of strength heroes getting buffed from the armlet buff of the patch, kiting heroes around is very, very important, and obviously nothing's better at that than a Disruptor.
Radiant team ban.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't you agree,
and
Jub?
that aspect is definitely there as well.
Jubba?
No, absolutely. I completely agree. There's nothing more that I could add to that beautiful analysis there from you.
Can I just point out
10
something?
seconds
We have
remaining.
3 Wilson deck here. We have Witch Doctor, Disruptor, and Earthshaker.
5
Yes,
seconds
this is going
remaining.
to be one hell
This
of a
brings
game,
us
one way or the
back.
other.
This brings me back to about a year and a half ago when
Reserve time.
we used to play, and how you were always put on the Earthshaker. It brings back good memories.
Yeah, these were the only heroes I.
Dire team ban.
You're looking at my entire hero pool, save the Faceless Void.
Radiant team ban.
Nonetheless, let's talk about these picks. Faceless Void, Witch Doctor, classic combination. The way it works is you drop that Chronosphere, stop everyone in their tracks, and it buys time for the
Dire
Death
team ban.
Witch Doctor to do what it does best and just whack out an inordinate amount of damage. The Earthshaker, on the other hand, also combos up beautifully with the Disruptor. If he manages to catch more than about maybe 2 people in the kinetic field with a good wave of creeps and drops the Static Storm,
10
Earthshaker will
seconds
just
remaining.
on in, get the Echo Slam, and giggle all the way home.
5 seconds.
Yeah, definitely. You
remaining.
definitely got wombo combo on both sides here. And yet again, just by these 2 strong
Reserve
picks on
time.
both sides, it's going to be a very, very interesting action-packed game. I mean, Earthshaker and Witch Doctor early game are nice at rotations. I mean, they can come gank very nice and easily. Witch Doctor obviously has a bit more advantage in lane, I feel. He's got a stun, Maledictor ticks damage over time, and he's got that amazing heal, which is it's so heal, and it will save carries in lane. So he's supporting is obviously be well supported to get a heal to heal his carry back. Has a lot more lane presence than an Earthshaker. But on the same side of the coin, a Disruptor has a very strong
Radiant
lane
team
presence as
pick.
well. So pan out.
Yep, certainly. Taking a look at the bans, though, it's going to be a Phoenix taken out by such Dota. Phoenix, obviously, quite self-explanatory. Beautiful combination. A classic one is going to be Chronosphere and the Supernova. Obviously, the
seconds
Invoker
remaining.
does quite a lot as well, so very key
5
to get
seconds
these
remaining.
guys out of the way. On the other side of the Medusa, possibly a Respect ban coming out here,
Reserve
and
time.
followed by a Vengeful Spirit, which is quite interesting. Vengeful Spirit swapping people out of the
Dire
Chronosphere,
team
but obviously this is going to affect how they're going to continue drafting here.
That's a terrifying
Radiant
support coming
team
out
pick.
on the side of sad. Well, I can't even see their team name anymore, but it's a very support Rubik, and there's a lot of fun things for this hero to steal. And Lifestealer coming out, Jubba. I heard that
10
when he was
seconds
picked. What do you
remaining.
feel? What do you feel about that Lifestealer?
I mean, this in this new
5
meta, Lifestealer
seconds
has just
remaining.
become such a ridiculous hero to deal with. A lot of teams don't actually know how to deal with the Lifestealer.
Reserve time.
It's one of those heroes where you need something big to actually deal with him. They've got the Faceless Void bubble that can actually try and lock him down, but you need something like the Enigma RP. I mean, this damage coming out from the Timber Saw that's actually been picked up is actually a very nice way to actually deal with the Lifestealer, let alone a couple of illusionary based heroes such as like a PL or a CK to actually deal with the lifestealer. I mean, I find it very difficult for teams to actually play against the lifestealer, and he just scales so well during the mid to late game.
Yeah. No, definitely, but lifestealer is also the anti-tank. I mean, he can just chow through those strength heroes like there's no tomorrow. See how the Timbersaw fares here, but Timbersaw is going to be doing a lot of damage to that Disruptor and Earthshaker. They're just going to melt in his presence. If he gets his levels and farm up, I mean, there's not much they can do to stop him. Sure, there's a glimpse of all that lovely stuff, but he's just going to Timber Chain right back into you. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play this.
They don't actually have anything to deal with the Timbersaw yet. Maybe instead of the Jakiro, maybe picking up a Skyroth Mage. Got that silence perhaps.
Yeah, definitely. But he was, by the looks of things, it could be a core Earthshaker. I mean, why would you pick up 3 supports? It makes much sense to me. What do you feel about this, Wilson?
Well, I always like a support. I say a core support. A core Earthshaker. You guys mentioned that Timbersaw not really dealt with here. That's I like going up against a Timbersaw as a disruptor. The Glimpse can obviously muck with him quite a lot. He does rely on that mobility, even though, I mean, it's got a 4-second cooldown, so it could buy you just a few extra moments. Silence from the Static Storm, like I mentioned, is not an issue if you're going to drop it on one key hero. Timbersaw tends to be a key hero, as he does tend to pick up whack loads of farm. In lane, though, they're going to have to pick up magical damage, which probably explains the pickup of, because you don't want to harass a Timbersaw who has reactive armor with the right clicks. Nonetheless, the Baz of Storm come out. Deuce and Tinker, 2 heavy nukers taken out of the pool, and such Dota's very okay with it, as they're going to pick up a fat team fight in the...
It's good, but I mean, coming back to your Timbersaw, I mean, yeah, sure, Jakiro is good for harassing with that liquid fire, and it's really good at pushing towers as well, but they don't really have a massive nuke that will, you know, kill the Timbersaw instantly, because early game Static Storm doesn't do that much damage, and it really is at level 3+ significant amount of damage. And a Timbersaw gets very, very tanky, and I don't see them getting that heavy nuke down that they're going to need to actually bring him down if he gets tanky enough. They don't have something like a Lina or a Lion, you know, something that can nuke him down quickly, or a Queen of Pain.
They don't need to nuke him, they just need to silence him. Make sure he can't get away.
Silence him, yeah, but there's only 2 heroes of silence. Silence doesn't last all that long. And then they've got plenty counter initiation in the side of this. It's going to be a hard one to deal with. Then you've got Sniper. I mean, like, geez, talk about a hero. Stand at the back of the fight, do nothing, and just right click you down huge distance. I mean, it's gonna be a tough game. They've got very, very strong heroes, but we'll have to see how it goes.
Let's take a look at how things go out and this cookie crumbles, so to speak. Marshmallow, though, will be picking up the Witch Doctor playing on the Radiant side for you tonight. And him as the sniper Santa Claus on that Rubik. Sheezy will be picking up the Timbersaw. Kritzy on the Faceless Void. And Jubba, my boy, you're going to take us through the side of the Dire.
Well, hopefully this time I won't forget any of our irrelevant players. So, on the side of the Dire, for such Dota will be Rent playing on our Lifestealer, Taki001 on our Earthshaker, Alexi001 will be playing our Jikiru, Aloha will be on our Puck, and last but definitely not least will be the Duke on our Disruptor. We hope big plays from him.
And you've cut out, it seems. Duke will be picking up that Disruptor. A nice smoke is coming around here. They're going to look for the first blood. They have a potential here. Lexi's going to get the first right click out. Marshmallow is going to get slowed up, and that is the easiest first blood you have ever seen. Nicely done, securing themselves both the first blood and well. They're going to try and extend things further for Sad Person, but unfortunately nothing should be coming of that. Nonetheless...
See Rantis do a quick TP into middle to get that other ruin, but he's not careful. He's got he's got no mana here. And this Timbersaw and Kritizi could easily steal this ruin away from him here, and he doesn't pick it up. It looks like the Timbersaw will pick that up. So nice attempt TPing into the middle lane there to try get to the ruin very quickly. It looks like both teams will be picking up the ruins, well, 1-for-1, so to speak.
Taking a look at the laning choices, it's going to be Rance on that Lifestealer solo here in the top lane up against what is to be expected, the off-lane Faceless Void. Both heroes are going to be whacking away at each other quite a lot. Sad Person will be joined by Marsh and the Rubik here in the form of Santa Claus in this bottom lane up against an equally dangerous tri-lane. It's going to be Taki who's going to be trying to get all the farm here. It's going to be difficult for him on that Earthshaker. He's joined by Disrupt and, of course, Jakiro. Here happen. They need to suppress the farm here for Sad Person as best as they can, because there's nothing worse than a sniper that gets a lot out of his lane.
Yeah, it's interesting matchups. We have two very aggressive tri-lanes going up against each other here. More so, Sad Person and his tri-lane going to more the defensive role. But we've got three very, very heavy stuns and nukers, and it's gonna be easy for them to get a kill on Sad Person or Santa. And as I said, Witch Doctor very, very good at stopping ganks. But I mean, with all that stun, they've got 3 stuns here. Well, two stuns, a trap, and a glimpse. So it's gonna be see how these two lanes match up here. But going mid, I mean, you've got a Timbersaw against the Puck. So I mean, I want to say Timbersaw wins that lane, but if the Puck easily win the lane as well. What's going to be more interesting for me here is to see the Lifestealer and the Void match up here. I believe Void wins that lane. What do you think?
He does. No, he most certainly does. If Jub takes a look at the last hits and denies, leading the chart at the moment will be Critzy in this top lane. I know he plays a lot of he does enjoy the hero, and there's very little that Rance can do, because I mean Critzy just will always have the mana pool over him, will always be able to jump out if he's in a spot of trouble, or of course get the extra little bit of right click damage thanks to the time lock on. The Rance is in a bit of a tough spot. He should be okay as well, but he's got his hands full. Ooh, out comes a nice cheeky stun from Critzy on that note, and yeah, it's definitely in the favor of Critzy here in the top lane. No surprise here.
Denied.
Yeah, it definitely is, and you'll see that Timber going toe-to-toe here, doing so much damage to each other. And it does look She gets her first item. She gets that bottle up, but Timbersaw's ahead of her on that. And we see him leveling up his reactive arm, but look how much damage that does to this poor little Puck here. I mean, we're sitting with a very, very, very Timbersaw against the Puck, and I mean, he can easily just dive her tower, but at least she's got that silence, and also she's got that waning rift phase shift and all that stuff, so she can maybe get away if she's lucky.
It's really going to come down to the plays on this lane.
Yeah, it definitely.
I agree. I think both teams pretty much have got solid supports, solid off-laners, and I think the plays from the two mid heroes, I think that's what's going to change team fights. If you get a good coil off, or if you get some good timber chains from the Timbersaw, it can go either way. So, like you said, I think it's these two players mid that will actually make or break the team fights.
Yeah, and I think the Timbersaw should get more farm essentially in the mid lane here against this Puck. I mean, he's got so many things to last hit with. I mean, he's whirling death, you know, just to get those last hits in. And if Puck goes anywhere near him, he's just gonna like minus her armor down to the max here. And it does look like she's trying her best here, and Timbersaw looks like he's gonna be picking up that haste drone. As we see here, Santa might be in the middle of something very, very bad. He gets glimpsed back by Duke and kinetic field, and we've got Taki coming in with the Fisher there, and I think he's very, very, very dead.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's going to put the scoreline at
caught
2-0.
position.
Very, very, very tough, and that is exactly what the Disruptor excels at, making sure that if you were out, you were going to stay out of position. Speaking out of position, Critzy's getting a kill beneath his opponent's tier 1 tower, and if that doesn't solidify what's going to happen in this top lane for you, I don't know what does. Because, I mean, the Faceless Void rolling over this lane. He's got 26 last hits, top of the board, followed by Sheezy, who's mid lane. And of course, now he has that one solo kill in the pocket as well. He's going to be absolutely huge very, very quickly. And already opt to start running around the map and making happen. Santa's actually going to get a nice lift in the bottom lane here. Out comes the Coconut and the Maledict. Alexi taking a lot of damage from the top. going to be difficult for him to survive. Duke making an appearance, trying to dissuade any further entanglement, and out goes the to Jakiro there. He gets a good TP, saves his life, gets on home.
And it's so far the laning stage is favouring the Radiant quite. I mean, we've got mid lane going absolutely brilliantly for Sheezy, and of course we've got the
Taki's
two
going to
carry.
go down in the bot lane. That's
Is he going to go down?
yeah. Unfortunately, he drops a couple of right clicks, and the shrapnel being shot out by the sniper makes easy meet to the ES, paying for his life, and easy telekinesis for the Rubik.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think without the third hero being there, being that a good idea. It's the same classic, like, people playing off lane and just overextending in that off lane. Rather hug your tower a bit until those heroes come back, because I mean, you cannot with a hero disadvantage. It looks like they are going to try to disturb the stack here. And it looks like they're going to be successful in that. And Santa going for the rune yet again, but unfortunately misses it, as Puck did bottle that regen rune just before he got there.
Obviously, I mean, there's nothing better than a regen rune when he's sitting mid up against. Difficult for you to deal with in the form of the Timbersaw here. Aloha's going to be happy about it. Look, he's doing actually a very admirable job, all things considered. He's not far behind Sheezy in terms of last hits, and certainly not in terms of net worth either. It's a goal difference. Sounds like a lot going near. Taki in the bottom lane is going to take the spill again, and his problem is he's just got to get too damn close to pick up any right clicks, any last hits. And now the charge continues onto Duke. Wow, look at that damage. Just a few right clicks of the sniper, walks away with an extra little bit of... And Fritzy again walking away with a kill on the Lifestealer solo top. They have to do something here. The side of SD or the side of Gucci are going to just walk all over this one.
Definitely. I mean, if I was them, I would have rotated one support to the Lifestealer by now. I mean, they're sure they're winning their tri lane. I mean, they're not winning their tri lane, so they... I mean, essentially the lane has failed. So rather rotate one of your supports down, get some levels on him, and it looks like what they're going to do now, rotating Alexi to the lane of the Lifestealer. And they should have done this when they died the first time. I mean, all you're doing is delaying levels on your supports and just losing your lane and giving the lane of the sniper just way too much. I mean, yeah, he's going to farm, but then rather secure your farm on your carry. Like, I don't know, do you guys agree with me in this one?
100%. I mean, I would have done it exactly when the Lifestealer died the first time. They got so much out of the dual lanes in the first game. They should have ran it in this game as well. So they have opted to move Lexi to the top lane, and I mean, Sniper, that's his job, to sit far back.
There's a smoke going onto mid here, onto Sheezy. I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything here.
Tricky, but out comes the illusionary orb onto Sheezy. Sheezy now knows that everything's there. The glimpse is available. It's going to have to get used here. Very little silence. There it is. It's going to come out from Aloha. All finished, done and dusted. The TP rotations from the side of Gucci, just not quick enough on the button. And they walk away with the kill on mid there. Timbersaw takes the spill. Shaker takes the gold.
Sounds like an easy trade.
Carry on with your...
Yeah, well, it was. I mean, Sniper's going to do sniper things and just stay far back in the lane, farm up the creeps as he needs. I mean, he's got such good support from Santa on the Rubik, just doing so much, and now losing the courier as well. I mean, it's nice work there from such Dota being able to get that little pick off there. But I mean, like we said, I mean, Lifestealer wasn't getting a lot out of his lane, and that Chikuru moving to the top lane has seemed to have calmed things down just a little bit from Kritzy.
And take a look at Kritzy. He knows that Chiquito is there, and he does not really care. He's just going to keep doing what he does. And take a look at that, like...
Beautiful.
In comes Sheezy. There it is, beautifully set up. The shot, whack out the damage. Faceless Void walks away with yet another kill. He might opt to go for Alexi here if he gets a couple of lucky bashes. There's the other chakram coming through from Sheezy. He's going to try and get catch-up work done here. Fritzy jumping on in, walking away with the final click on the Jakiro. That's another 2 kill. And out comes the glimpse. It's good, but they don't have the level 6 on the Disruptor yet. He doesn't get silenced. He's picking up a lot of damage, though. He's going to try and negate what he can. Out goes for the TP, but it's way too much damage to get out of there. That's a huge dominating streak. Sheezy getting stunned up in the meantime, and the jump is just not good enough. There's Sadpus and actually catch a full ulti from the Disruptor, but doesn't matter. Sheezy's chopping left, right, and center, walking away with now another 2 kills in the back. He's going to try and get on out of there. Does get slowed up by the lifesteal. It's not really going to be of much use, though. She has to stand and fight. Dream Coil comes down from Aloha, and now he jumps himself into a creep and can make his way out of here and try get the counter kill onto Marshmallow. Has maledicted him up already. Santa Claus is there, so maybe the dissuasion's enough, and it is. The rest of the team have decided that's it. SD have taken enough. We've got to get on out of here. 8-4 is the recap there, but a huge gold swing in favor of Wiguchi.
Yeah, greed is not good. Can so to say. I think the main problem is people TPing in too late there, and they could have gotten where so much SC Dota there because they were just diving those towers. Sure, you've got the Timbersaw wrecking everything, but I mean the rest of the side were dropping very, very, very low, and they could have walked away with much more if they just TP'd a bit sooner, I feel.
I mean, not even necessarily losing all their lives. I mean, if Wiguchi were just happy to take that kill off the lifestealer and then just back themselves out, I mean, it would have been even a bigger win. They would have got so many rotations coming in from the side of SD, wasting all that TP, losing that farm. Sniper still in the bot lane, farming up a storm. So, I mean, getting some kills on the Void as well as Snipe at the moment. I mean, this is a perfect position for Wiguchi at the moment.
Now, this is exactly where they want to be. Sheezy in the meantime gets initiated upon in the mid lane. There's Kritzy going for the Chronosphere. Is going to catch Duke. Duke dropping very low. Uses the stick charges to stay alive a little longer. He's going to drop the ulti before going down. But that is just about it as the Earthshaker re-engages on the sidelines. Takes down the Timbersaw. Beautifully done to him. And that should be the end of it. No, another blink coming out. Oh, but it's badly placed. He's stuck behind the trees, has to walk around, throws out the illusionary orb. The chase continues though, and it's a very cheeky one. Out comes the coconut, and it's going to bounce between 2 or 3. Aloha stuck in the grasp of Jakiro. And oh dear, now Taki is get reinitiated on by Kritzy. It's a very cocky engagement, and Kritzy has to make a back off there. 10 for 7, and ultimately the winners of that fight very much up for debate. But I'd have to say it's still slipping the way of SD1. I stand corrected. It's completely the way of Wiguchi.
Not only that, but Sniper's sitting in the bottom lane and still farming. So I mean, they're winning left, right, and center just because Sniper is still farming.
Yeah, that as well. But I mean, again, they're overextending. If they keep doing that, they're basically throwing away all the advantage that they got in lane at the moment, overextending and
initiation onto Taki in the top lane, and he's going to get blown up in no time whatsoever. Timbersaw goes on in, chews him down, and that's the end of that. SD needs these kind of decisions here. This is really going to go pear-shaped for them very, very quickly, and there's little the Disruptor can do here to stop the tide.
It's not just that. If you look sitting at almost level 8, the Disruptor nearly at level 7, and the Jakiro still at level 5, and that's just a testament to that tri-lane that they should have rotated into deal lanes long ago. It looks like the big still that cheeky stun there from Jakiro.
That's part, yeah.
But like I said, it's going to be such a fun game for this Rubik. Many things to steal here. There really is. I'd have a ball of a time if I was playing the Rubik at the moment.
You're not a big Rubik player, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm too aggressive, and Rubik's too passive.
Too much maths.
I like techies, but in the mid lane.
Witch Doctor's going to go down to the puck. A nice cheeky blink is going to do it. Oh, a miss on Sheezy's Timber Chain means he's going to get absolutely nowhere very fast. Another Timber Chain means that the kill is delayed, and Aloha is actually going to try and get out of there very, very close. There's the blink. He's out of dodge. In the meantime, Kritzy gets caught with his pants down in the Static Storm, can now opt to turn around in Chronosphere, and might actually opt to do so. Alexi would not get caught out, but it would be 3-man Chronosphere if he's quick enough on the button, unless, of course, the Glimpse is there. The Glimpse is not there at the moment. This could be absolutely huge as a turnaround. Let's see what kind of support he has. Santa nearby, but doesn't have the mana really to do much. His mana boots are off cooldown. He might be able to do something here. Would you turn around and fight this?
No.
Why not?
Run.
You're a chicken.
Are you asking if we Gucci should stay and fight?
Well, if
I don't
Fritzy
think
should
so.
turn around Chronosphere and initiate the fight for Sheezy, who has the Chakram in about 3 or 4 seconds, Santa, who has the mana boots to join on in, and of course whoever's TPing in, and guess who that is? That's going to...
Yeah, but he's still got 3.2 seconds. Well, 2 seconds are left on his TP, and you know, I really don't think they should turn around here. The Void's very low. The Witch Doctor's dead. I don't know if this is the best idea in the world yet for them to turn around and fight. I mean, Oshake ult is also still up.
Dire's bottom
You've
tower
still got
is
Snap
under
in the
But
box.
there's the turnaround eventually. Kritzy's actually going to get jumped onto the backlines. Taki is going to pop out the ulti, and Kritzy is immediately negating the damage. Sheezy walks in, takes in 1 kill, takes in 2 kills. Sniper's walked away with 1 of those, and now down goes the Jakira in the front lines as well. Disruptor's going to take the spill, and those 3 kills, a full 3 kills going the way of the Sniper, who's been quietly farming. That is terrible news for the side of SD. This game slipping very, very, very quickly in the hands of Wiguchi. 1,400 gold goes their way, and 800 bucks short is the side of SD.
All I can say is get wrecked, and I guess I was wrong.
They rotated in the sniper and it changes things completely. I mean, the sniper was still in the bot lane, had no intention of... was he the one TPing in?
Yeah.
But... So, I mean, as soon as the sniper came in, you saw things just started exploding from the team fight as it has from before.
Unfortunately, this Oshaka hasn't really had the opportunity to, do much. I mean, he's only been able to get his ultis off on 1 hero, and it's really costing the side of SD Dota. I mean, they've got such good wombo combo. They're just unfortunately not landing it at the same time, and it's hurting them. It really is.
I think Wiguchi have buttoned down the kind of fight that they want to do, and they're just not bunching up. They're just not playing ball according to the strategy laid down by SD, where they do want to get those big wombo combos off. They're just not bunching up. They're playing it very, very nicely, and of course they can break up team fights very easily with a Chronosphere.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot to be said about the draft there as well.
Now, there is lots to be said about the draft, but I mean, the point is that they'll go on 1 hero and, use everything on 1 hero.
Oh no,
and the rest
Kritzy in a spot of trouble here. Jumps into more trouble as Aloha goes on in. Kritzy now silenced up. He's a dead boy burger. Rance is going to walk away with the kill. And he's going to be very grateful for that. He needs some catch-up. Has himself the omelet on Modigan, but very, very, very little else.
is under attack.
And coming back to that, though, I mean, there has been opportunity for them to do it. Unfortunately, like 1 hero goes in after the other, and they use their ultis, and they haven't been comboing, so to speak. It's not that they're not bunched up enough, because there has been a lot of times where there's been 3 or 4 heroes bunched up nicely for them. They're just, unfortunately, not going in the right times and not executing their team fight the way they should. But Earthshaker just picked up his Blink Dagger, so maybe we'll see a little bit better things come out of him at the moment. It's hard to say here. They really need to start playing together better instead of going in 1 by 1, or one getting ganked and then them trying to save his life, where ultimately it just never works out, because then you've got the whole side of GG. Well, is it G-Easy? What?
Wiguchi.
Gucci.
I think it's discipline. I think the word you're looking for is discipline. I think,
Discipline.
such Dota needs a little bit more discipline. Take off those fights that they can and surrender the ones that they can't actually secure, instead of playing for those greedy kills.
Yeah, well, let the hero that got caught out die and then reinitiate later. I mean, it's never a good idea. I mean, sometimes you just need to let the person, sorry, dude, we can't help you, because if we go in, we're going to die as well. And sometimes in that scenario, it's better just to lose one than to lose your entire team. That's exactly what happened now.
Speak of losing one and not your entire team, Yasha completed here for the Sniper. It's well on its way on the courier. Being extremely happy about that. Nothing wrong with that item choice. What do you think he's going to build it into?
I'd probably say Sasha Nyanja.
It's already on the courier. It should be, yeah.
Is it?
What? The
But
Yashas,
the Yasha
yes.
or the Sanjin Yasha, Silver Edge, you can also go for his Manta. You know, like Sniper's very squishy, so getting that Manta can dispel certain things for him, and it can also give him some tankiness that he really, really needs. So, or it could
Manta
just be
against the ES, I don't know if it's such a good
no,
idea.
not that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it could be going for a Manta, but you know, he needs it. So maybe he'll go for a casual Yasha to something else. It's hard to say with snipers.
They're very
There's so
sneaky.
many fun builds you can have with a sniper.
Well, you say I'm pretty sure people disagree with the word fun.
Yeah, not if you're playing against a guy and he's 5 for 1. Like, then it's not fun. But I'm saying at the moment he needs to think about his item situation, because it's not an easy lineup for a sniper by any means. There's a lot of heroes that can, really hurt him. And looks like he's gonna get a free tower there. Why not? If not, why not?
Very, very easy tower there. Santa, in the meantime, has completed himself a Staff of Wizardry. That could be a multitude of things coming out for him. Usually you like to see a Rubik with a little bit of mobility, so he might be opting to go for the 4-staff. But he's also a character who loves to pick up his Aghanims, so it could be just a component of that. Oh dear, yeah, top lane. Ooh, Sniper walking away with another 2 kills. And
You see what I mean,
Lifestealer and
though?
Earthshaker just dropping very, very far.
You see what I mean? That I mean, like, Lifestealer was gonna die. Then Earthshaker comes in and uses his Echo Stab, granted on 3 heroes, but there's no other follow-up for that. And it looks like Kratizi is he's gonna dodge everything. He's gonna dodge Disrupt the Silence, and he gets glimpsed right back into it, but I think he's gonna get the kill unlocked anyway. And Duke needs to get his out of dodge, or he's going to be dying as well. And that doesn't look like they're going to go for. They're going to go for the tower. Anyway, returning to my point, yeah, he got the Earthshaker ulti on 3 heroes there, but I mean, there was no follow-up after that, and all he was doing was essentially trying to save the Lifestealer's life, and he ended up dying in the process as well. Got the tower and killed yet another hero. So that's what I'm saying. Rather let the guy die, re-grip up with your team, and then maybe take a fight, because if you're just going to drop your ultis as a disengage, it's not really worth it.
Certainly, and then when you're back up, you still don't have your ulti. In the meantime, Puck, though, is looking for something. They've got a nice little idea here in the form of the bomb. Puck blinks in, silences time up, pops the Lifestealer, deals that extra little bit of damage, and then whoever's stuck there is going to be in a very position to get on out.
Well, it looks like they may actually find
really
3. They're going to find 3 of them.
Yeah, it looks
This
like
could be
they've already
disastrous.
known that this was happening. There's Marshmallow dropping very low already. Oh, and the Dagon's going to finish him off in the end. Kritsy's now there as well. Out comes the Timber, so Puck disappears. And now Rance is dropping very low. Very hard for him to get out of there. Nothing he can do. Sniper walks away with that kill. Taki now has to try and disengage. Out comes the stun, but the leap from Kritsy will be there very soon. Out. Beautifully done. This blink over the wall to try and catch Taki. Very nicely done. Taki's a very dead boy burger on the sidelines, though. They're going to try and create a little bit more here. Could be greedy, and no, the disengage is good from Duke, and that should be the end of that. 21 for 10.
It's unfortunate there. I mean, you never do that type of gank without wards. I mean, there was 3 heroes on top of them. They should have, once they saw the void, and then they saw the other 2 heroes as well, they should have backed off immediately, not even attempted going on those heroes, because all they're going to do is die, and it's exactly what happened. And it's right inside enemy territory, so it's easy for them just to TP to that tier 2 tower and get the counter kills on them. And they walk away with absolutely nothing, and they lose the tower for it as well. I mean, just decision making there was a bit horrible in my perspective. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, without wards just jumping in there kind of blind is actually is a little bit reckless. I mean, they only had they had nothing to tell them where the team was. They saw a lone witch doctor. They thought they can get it down, and many of their own heroes as well in that whole engagement. So, I mean, unfortunate. I mean, they had the right idea. I like the idea. I think it was just badly executed, nonetheless. But while I've got a chance here, I want to ask you about this drums on Sniper. We've seen a lot from the international scene that the Dragon Lance can actually replace the drums in terms of stats and those ideas. Do you think maybe sacrificing the drums and going straight into Dragon Lance would have been better? Look, it's working for him now, but just just something that's been noticed.
Well,
Yeah, not just that. It's also a replacement for Sanjan Yasha. It gives you almost the same amount of stats. I believe we heard this from Prof's mouth on the weekend. It's like 2 less stats, and it's half the price of Sanjan Yasha. So.
Speaking for a steal at half the price, that was very close.
Oh,
The long-range stun is enough from the Oshaker to finish it off. Aloha's going to pay for his cheekiness though, and Duke might be joining him in the grave. Most certainly joins him in the grave. Sniper stealing away that kill with the final assassinate. Kritzy jumping on in, getting another few right clicks onto Alexi. Alexi's got nowhere to go. Sheezy walks in, says thank you very much for doing all the hard work. I'm going to take this kill. And that's another 330 gold going his way. 15 Bloodstone charges, 24 to 11 at 22 minutes. And there's no stopping the side of Wiguchi this time.
Yeah, and that Void is... He's not exactly the scary-looking Void that you're used to, but it's definitely a Void that's going to be very hard to get away from. I mean, he's got a Blink Dagger, plus his Time Walk. Well, I'm used to calling it Time Walk, but Time...
Time Walk. It's Time Walk. It's okay.
Time Walk. It's not Time Walk anymore, though. But anyway, and now he's got his Aghanim steps up, so he's going to have a Void ulti every 60 seconds. And that's going to be very scary. I mean, number one, you can't get away from the guy, and then he's going to, like, lock you down every minute.
You're talking about time lock.
Time dilation.
I'm talking about his ulti. He's ulti now, because he's got an Aghanim scepter and that courier. So he's going to have a Void ulti chrono every minute.
Okay, alright, okay.
Do you think he's going to go refresher?
Invisibility.
Glimpse comes out, it's going to catch Marshmallow with his pants way down around his ankles. He's going to pop very quickly, and that is the first little bit of good news that they've seen in a long time. Smoked up will be the Earthshaker. He blinks in, goes for Sheezy, and starts whacking away with a few stuns. Rance comes out. Oh, Echo Slam on just the one. Very expensive. Out comes the Glimpse. It's good, and denied will be the Timbersaw. Using the Bloodstone, making sure they don't walk away with anything more. Out comes the Assassinator. Ooh, it's cancelled. Sneaky, very, very sneaky. They could have actually walked away with a whack load of damage as the disengage of the armlet was there as well. Oh, wait for it. Kritzy's actually going to reinitiate. Ha ha! Rance now dropping very low. He immediately disappears. Rubik walks away with a kill there. Kritzy, in the meantime, does get glimpsed back, but it's ultimately all for nothing as Duke getting stuck in his own nonsense and has to get on out. Kritzy blinking on to Taki. Taki getting a very quick blink out of trouble, and that should be the end of that. No, it's not. Alexi, in the meantime, on the sidelines, is going to feed away yet another kill, and that's going to go to the sniper yet again. 27 for 12, 24 minutes in. And I think SD can pretty much write this one off and start thinking about the next game.
Yeah, it's like I said, that Void is very, very hard to get away from. He's got a blink plus his time distillation. So, I mean, you're not going to get away from that guy. And then you've got Timbersaw that's blinking in. I mean, not blinking in. He's got his Timber Chain. But shame, guys. I just have to point out, we've all been in this position, but that poor Witch Doctor sitting with almost nothing compared to the rest of his team, and, you know, dying every time to the puck as well. I mean, he gets a stun off, maybe a maledict or two, and then he just dies for it. And we've all been in that position. So for supports everywhere, we feel for you, Marshmallow.
It's not even we feel for you. We totally support you. To be honest, he's been doing his job perfectly, even though his job has consisted mostly of dying. Usually when he goes down, his friends help themselves to a free kill, at very least 1 or 2, if not a successful team fight. Now the Rosh attempt here, quite risky. Alpha does know it's going down. He does have the Lifestealer crawled inside him as well, so there's a definite bomb loaded up here. Duke is on the sidelines, has his ulti ready to rock and roll as well. Could actually opt to jump onto Kritzy, but again, very, very risky for them to be taking on this fight. If you take a look at the net worth graph, that will tell you the entire story of the game. Sitting at the 15,000 lead in terms of net worth, it's absolutely gigantically in the favor of Wiguchi. And taking a look at the gold earned, much the same story.
Yeah, but it's not at the point where they cannot come back from it. It really isn't. I mean, anything could happen here, but Yeah, shame this poor disruptor Duke. He's been playing his heart out, and he just can't get anything. I mean, he's gotten some really good glimpses and ultis off, but you know, unfortunately, his team is just a little bit too far behind. The Life Stealer, however, has also opted to go for that Blink Dagger and Amulet, but not much else to speak of. And I mean, with 7 deaths to his name and 87 last hits, it's understandable. He's had a very, very hard lane himself. What do you think about the Puck Dagon? I mean, sure, get a Dagon level 1, but then build into something else afterwards. In going for level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, when you only have a Blink Dagger, I'm not a fan of that.
Speaking of Blink Dagger, there's the initiation. Kritzy's gonna jump out and make sure the reinitiation is great. It is beautifully done out the Coconut as well. The nice work from the Disruptor there, getting 3 inside his wonderful little static storm there, but it's all for nothing as the Sniper walks away with a kill on the Life Stealer. But not before the Life Stealer at very least gets the kill on the Witch Doctor. Jakiro takes the spill as well, and now Taki is going to be the next boy burger down in the grave. Imbecile taking the kill before the Sniper can. Kritzy's jumping straight back into Rosh with the grand total of about 300 HP. Starts whacking away to get HP back. Very close. Oh, so risky, and he does pay for it. Puck walks away with the kill there. Sheezy very angry, but very little he can do. He sticks himself up on the cliff and now has to jump on back down. Does set it all up for the Sniper to pick up the kill on the Disruptor at the very least. And again, walking away with a lot in the bag will be the side of Wiguchi.
Yeah, guys, that's... Jeez, I mean, that was
discipline.
Pretty much how you wanted that team fight to pan out, but I mean, unfortunately, it's too little too late here. And just speaking about the item progression, did you notice something on the Sniper? It makes him even more ridiculous. He has a Hurricane Pike. What do you think about that?
And it's almost part and parcel of any Sniper's arsenal. He's already got himself a ridiculous range, which allows him to engage from very, very far away and obviously keep the fray away from him, buying him the time to do the damage. The Hurricane Pike only does that, but more so.
Yeah, it's just adding insult to injury. Like it's nasty. But, I mean, coming back to the Puck here, what do you guys think? Do you agree with me with the Dagon build? I mean, yeah, get a cheeky Dagon level 1, you know, early game, yeah, fair enough, it will secure you a lot of kills, but to carry on building Dagon when you've only got a Blink Dagger and you've got almost no HP against a lineup like theirs, I mean, for me, it's destroyed a lot of games with people doing that. You know, now she's going for the Dagon level 3, upgrading it even more. I mean, it's one of the most expensive items to upgrade in Dota, and she could have gone for Yules, sheep sticks, anything like that to help her with her HP and for her team firepower. And on the sidelines here, Kradisi getting a nice ulti on Alexi, and did try to save his life. I mean, sad person just getting a kill and end with the ridiculous range that he has. Do you guys agree with me with this Puck Dagon?
Yeah, definitely, but unfortunately the action is thick and fast. Taki picking up a lot of damage and throws out an Echo Slam that's maybe a little bit ill-advised. Out comes the Disruptor to die with him. He's going to catch Santos, but nothing else. And Rance quite rightly says, that's it, guys. There's really nothing I can do for you. Time for me to leave. Just let them take the damn Rosh. We've lost enough fighting for that city, Rosh. Just leave it be. Aloha in the meantime, trying to push up.
Look, going back to your...
Yes, that Dagon.
Yeah, going back to your Dagon, look. Well, it looks like he actually just did finish up his level 4 Dagon. And, you know, he's building to kill. He can basically insta-kill the Witch Doctor, insta-kill the Rubik, and potentially even getting a kill on the Sniper. So, I mean, if you've got a Puck that can generally take out the Sniper at the cost of a Puck's life and allowing the Life Stealer to actually run around without worrying about headshots coming in from the Sniper, I don't think it's too bad. But, I mean, because if she picks up a sheep, the possibility of the rest of the team actually being able to jump in after the Puck is probably very slim. So if the Puck can get behind enemy lines, get to the Sniper, lower the HP of the Sniper is going to be forced out of battle, and it's going to allow such Dota to then actually take control of the fight a little bit more. So, I mean, I think it can work. I mean, especially if he decides to put it into the Ethereal Blade as well. I mean, I think it's quite viable.
Certainly, for this particular matchup, I'd say so.
For me, it's just not. For me, just like in general, going full level Dagon with a Puck it just ends up losing games. It really does. I suppose that this time around the rationale is good, but I mean she can't really do much else. I mean she's gonna die with
Oh,
3
big
hits.
bubble in the mid.
As we speak, Petiti gets a nice little chrono onto her, and it looks like Sniper's going to finish off yet again all the way from the back of the fight there. Disruptor trying his best to save his poor mid here, and it looks like he's going to pay for it, but the stun comes out from Alexi. Beautiful LT getting dropped there, but instantly stolen from Santa, and they looks like they're going to be just fine. They'll get out nicely, and this could be the tier 3
User in your channel timed out. Connected.
Attack. Radiant.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gents. Unfortunately, we did lose the stream, so unfortunate, but well played to the side of Gucci. They did bring it home for the boys, and yeah, unfortunately, we did lose that little bit ending part of the game there, but nonetheless, well played to the lads. I think an all-round good fight. I think unfortunately, Lifestealing didn't get enough that he wanted, and yeah, Void getting too much out of his lane, and Sniper just was left to his own devices and got the farm that he needed. So we hope that you guys have a good evening from myself, Jubba, as well as Wilson, Triple XL, and Succubus. We hope that you have a good night, and we hope that the week is absolutely pleasant. All the best. Good night. God bless.